Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
There we go. I forgot to unmute the mic. It's been a long week, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, welcome to Stay Tuned Sports as we're here watching Thursday night football and an actual good Thursday night matchup. The Washington Redskins up against the Green Bay Packers. You love to see it. I love to see it. Anyone, I certainly hope you love to see it as well. Still recovering from the tooth extraction a couple days ago. So I'm going to try not to yell. You know, I don't want to pull no stitches. Don't want to pull nothing. Don't want to have a mouth of blood coming out of here for you. It's not great. Had that a little bit before. Not great. Don't want to pull it out. But I will suffer through so we can go ahead and watch this game together. Oh, no! Peppa Jack! Peppa Jack in the chat says she forgot to make her picks. We got to help Peppa Jack out here. Where the heck is my phone? Did I bring my phone with me? I could have sworn I did. Oh, yes, I did. We're going to help Peppa Jack out here. We're going to get Peppa Jack picking. Peppa Jack in the chat says she's going to state her picks in the chat, and thus it'll be known. It is known. And just like the Khaleesi is known, the pick is known. Yes, I will save it for you, Peppa Jack. I promise. I will get your picks in for the group chat picks that we have. And I will make sure that we get that in there for you. So we have that. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Give us a like, give us a share, subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. I believe we're at 241 now, so we've gained a couple of subscribers in the last week or two. Thank you so much if you have subscribed. If you're watching along, please go ahead. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let you know whenever we're going live. Outside of another massive tooth pain, infected tooth that has to get extracted, we're going to be here live a lot. Again, I missed Sunday night and Monday because, you know, old Toothy Boy decided to go nuts on me. But maybe we can go ahead and actually get a little consistency here this year on Stay Tuned Sports. If you want to help us out even further, we have a link up in the top of the chat, which is open. You come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Say hi, say hello, say how you doing. I'm sorry, I spoke too fast. I got a little too Jersey there on everybody. Sorry about that. You can go up to the top of the chat. We have a link for our donation station. We have a link for our merch store. We got new stuff going in there all the time. We got a Jackson Dart shirt in there, which I'm sure there's a lot of Giants fans that would love to go ahead and purchase that one. We have all the 8-bit shirts. We've got coffee mugs, banners, you name it. We got it. And if you have any suggestions, please say it down in the chat, and we'll see what we can do for you. Also, got a link in there for our Discord. And also, if you want to, and I really suggest you do it because he's a really great kid, go ahead and vote for my nephew Thomas to be the Youth Athlete of the Year. We have that link in the chat and in the description below this video. Go ahead, click on that. Give him a vote. You can even donate to give more votes. The donations go to the Jimmy V Foundation and to the Why Not You Foundation. So great causes, and it's for a great kid. So go ahead and do that if you would, please. That being said, I have to go ahead and get Peppa Jack's pick in here. So let's go ahead and pull that up here. In the chat, obviously ELS is big on the Packers. ELS in the chat says, we will see if I dominated the picks again after going 15-1 last week. Yes, I know. Gloat all you want, ELS. Gloat all you want. But, you know, listen, when you go 15-1, you can gloat. You can absolutely gloat. Now, again, that's still not as good, I think, as Peppa Jack, about 2 years ago or 3 seasons ago now, I want to believe. She went 14-0 on one of the weeks there, undefeated on a week. So impressive. You still got a loss there. A little Patriots action there for your ELS. So we'll see. But let me go ahead and put this in for Peppa Jack. And just to make sure that we have everybody's picks in, because we're going to go do it. And who did Peppa Jack pick? She says, thank you, I'm picking the Packers. Okay, so she picked Washington, so she's picking the Redskins, I see. We'll go ahead and put that in there for her. No, she clearly picked the Packers. It's on the live. I can't fuck with it now. It's there. She picked the Packers. It's there. So Peppa Jack has picked the Packers. Peter Pider picked the Pickled Peckers. This is going to turn into a kind of live stream here, folks. That's why I'm drinking coffee and not alcohol. Because they said no alcohol with this thing. I don't know. I guess coffee's okay, but alcohol's not. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but that's what we got going on here. Hamster in the chat says, ELS, it's 9/11, and you think Washington is going to lose on this day, saying ELS could be a communist? Although, to be fair, the Washington name right now, nickname is the Commies, so it's a little up, little down. I don't know how you want to look at that. And I do see they are doing a national anthem. I don't have the sound on clearly, so I don't have the ability to hear it, unfortunately. But again, with everything that's happened, we all know 9/11, and then obviously the some events that happened yesterday, and I really don't want to go over it or talk about it or do too much about it. But reprehensible stuff, and some people online are really reprehensible people, and I'm kind of glad that they're getting outed for being the kind of people they are and facing the repercussions for how they are behaving. But yeah, man, it's been rough. It's been a rough while, and again, for me, someone who I am old enough. Not only am I old enough to remember 9/11 when it happened, but it literally happened outside our window here in Bayonne, New Jersey. So, we were in the thick of it, unfortunately. It's one of those things that just, it sticks with you, and the things from yesterday stick with you, and there's a lot of bad in the world, and if you sit and ruminate on the bad, man, it can get bad for you. It really can. And this is when I think more than ever, we do need distraction. And some people say distractions are bad. Some people say it takes you away from what you're really supposed to be paying attention to. But man, I'll tell you something right now. More than anything, I think what we all need as a nation is a little good distraction, and maybe some good football, just for a couple hours, can provide that, can give us that, and tomorrow things will still be what they are, unfortunately. But for now, united by football. That's where we are, and we'll see. As Hamster says in the chat, ELS wasn't even born yet on 9/11. I know ELS, such a youngster, and that's the thing. As I get older, you realize more and more that there are people playing in this game that were not around for 9/11 or were toddlers, infants when 9/11 happened. I don't remember it. And as we become the older people, as I'm 44 years old now, realizing that I'm aging into that old age group there. That, yeah, there's not only an entire generation, but now 2 entire generations that don't know a world without the repercussions of what happened with 9/11. So that's it's a sobering thought. But like I said, hopefully for today, we always remember, and especially with the actions that happened yesterday, we still carry that with us as well. But for at least a couple hours here, let's enjoy the distraction of good football with the Washington Redskins and the Green Bay Packers wearing. I was going to say, rarely do the Redskins in their Commanders getup ever look better than the other team they're playing then. Today is going to be one of those games. They're wearing the gold athletic gold pants with the burgundy tops and helmets. Even though the helmets aren't great and the uniform overall isn't great, the burgundy and gold color scheme still works great. So for now, in this game at least, I think Washington's the better looking team. Now, if Washington was wearing their Super Bowl era Redskins uniforms, let's be honest, boy, they'd blow them out of the water. But right now, I think they're just better because this Packers whiteout winter warning bullshit is ELS. Listen, I love you. I'm not trying to. You know me. I'm not a pile-on guy. I like you. I defend you all the time. Boy, these winter warning uniforms, especially when it's still technically summer. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? By the way, as we look here, it does look like the Packers are getting the ball first here. So we have that, as we see on the ESPN site here with the stats there, the ESPN analytics gives Green Bay a 58.4% chance to win this game. We'll see. We're gonna have the stats up here. Hopefully, once the game gets going, we'll see the stats update there. And we'll have live, fresh stats right here on the screen for us. That'll be great. ELS in the chat says, "Yeah, the whiteout jersey sucks as a Packers fan." Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. You know, it would look great if they had gold helmets and gold pants. Then again, that would just be their away uniform, so then that'd be fine. I'm excited to see the throwbacks when they come in, but I don't know about these winter warning. Winter is coming. The Ned Stark uniforms. I'm gonna start calling them the Ned Stark uniforms here. And the Packers are going to return it out of the end zone. And they're going to bring it up to the 28-yard line. Lloyd in the chat. Great to see you, Lloyd. How you doing? Thank you for joining us on this Thursday night to watch the Washington Redskins versus the Green Bay Packers. We are not waiting on Jimbo. Jimbo has work tomorrow, so Jimbo is in bed by now probably already because he wakes up super early in the morning. So, yeah, that's where we are. Yes, we are not waiting for Jimbo. Jimbo will not be joining us on this particular evening. So 1st and 10, Love, he's going to hand it off here. And that's going to be to Josh Jacobs, and that's going to be for a good 4 yards. Hamster in the chat says, Jimbo doesn't do usually Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night because he's got work. If it's the Eagles, sometimes he'll be with us for a half, or if he takes the day off, he'll be here with us. But seeing as he's not a loser and actually has a job, whereas I am, I'm your lovable, friendly loser king, hanging out with you here on these Thursday night games so we can watch this. 3rd down coming up here for the Go Pack Go. Take a look at Lefleur on side. 3rd and 3 coming up. Love is in shotgun. Dontavian Wicks in motion, and he's the one who's going to catch the pass for a 1st down, gain of about 5 or 6 on the pass, but that's going to be a 1st down, and the Packers keep the chains moving here. Romeo Dobbs with his great Gazoo hat on. Again, Wicks in motion. Love throws. He's looking at Wicks again, and he's got him. Gain of 13 yards on 1st down. And that's going to result in another 1st down as the Packers just moving the ball here. Looking good, like right where they left off with the Lions. La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-doo. That's going to be a handoff to Jacobs, and he's going to get maybe a yard if they're generous. Could be more like half a yard there. So rushing not working quite as well as the passing game so far for your all-white Green Bay Packers in their Ned Stark uniforms. Second and 9. The Bears did look good in their first drive. And they weren't terrible, but pass over the middle. That's going to be incomplete. Packers looking for a flag, and they get one. That's going to be pass interference, it looks like. Just fixing this. So yeah, I don't think that was pass interference. I think they called just holding. So it's 5 yards, but it is an automatic first down. So they do move the chains. Hampson wants to know how it's already week 2. I know, that's what I said. We've got to savor this while we have it, because boy, this is going to move by fast. And we've got flags right off the start before the snap, and it's going to be a false start on the Packers. Jacobs moved early, so that gives us 2 flags already. So the 5 yards moves, so they get the 5 yards in the first down, but then they move right back 5 yards. So Love going deep down the middle. Oh, just out of the reach of Dontavian Wicks. 2nd and 15. I think I have him in a parlay today. I have a 50-cent parlay, by the way, which if I win, I think gives me $5 whole. By the way, when you're poor, that's how you have to bet is the cents. Hamster says the Guardian helmets look so goofy. Yeah, there's gotta be a better way to do that other than looking like the Great Gazoo from the Flintstones. So I don't know. Like safety should take precedence over fashion. I get that, but also can we not have them look as goofy as they do? That would be great. Dobbs, speaking of the Great Gazoo, he catches it, gets back to just about a half yard past the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to give him a yard. So 1 yard gain. Third and 9 coming up. Love steps back, gets pressured out. We've got a flag down. That's probably going to be holding. That is completed and for the touchdown, but we will see the flag. I think it's coming back for holding, and he's down. Oh, no. And indeed, it was holding, so it is coming back. 3 flags already. So no touchdown. And Reed appears to be hurt. Oh, no. What did they say? Jayden Reed has a fracture? Oh, yeah, he's choking him. Can't do that. Can't do that. ELS in the chat says, not Reed. Yeah, brother, that's not great. Not great. I can understand that. ELS, our resident Packers fan, not feeling great about this. I mean, it was a great catch. It was great that he held on to it. He does get up. He's jogging off the field, but he is hanging that right arm down. Yeah, not looking great. So now instead of a touchdown, it's 3rd and 19, and he goes right back down to the ground once he reaches the sidelines. Not great look if you're a fan of Jayden Reed or the Green Bay Packers. Oh, no. So 3rd and 19, Jordan Love steps back, throws it out of the backfield, and that's going to go almost about 2-3 yards short of the first down. And it looks like the Packers are going to go for it here. Chris Brooks, by the way, was the running back on that carry that got it to 4th and 3. It looks like they're just going to try to draw him off sides here. Nope, they snapped the ball on 4th and 3. Jordan Love looks, throws, incomplete. They was looking for Golden, and it was broken up by the Washington defense, and we have ourselves a turnover on downs. And now Washington will get their first crack. As they go to break here. Where I don't know. Where were they exactly on the field there? Let's take a look here. This will usually give us a good look here. Where was that? On a Washington, yeah, no, 33-yard line. That'll be what? 30, so that's 43. So that's like a 48, 49 at long. Yeah, that's like a 48-yard field goal. That you at least give that a shot. Take some points there. At least I would say. I would think. Personally. Who am I? Who am I to say? Who am I to know? Who am I to judge? Crafty in the chat says, beautiful coverage. Great to see you, Crafty. Good to see you now. I've noticed you've decided to skip, the 17 intros that we do here and just come in later. Smart move. Smart move. Got to say. It's great to see you guys. By the way, if you're joining us brand new here on Stay Tuned Sports, the chat is open. Come join ELS, Lloyd, Hamster. Crafty now is in the chat as well. More may join up. You can join as well. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Give us your thoughts on this game, on the NFL season so far. If your team is good, if they suck, if they're the Giants, which they suck, if they're the Dolphins, which they suck, if they're the Colts, which, hey, you got something going there. You got something going there. See what happens with old Danny Dimes. Right now, Danny Dimes looks good. We're going to find out how good. He's got Denver coming up this week, so we'll see if the good is truly good or not. But it's there, so we'll see. But if you are new, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. You can give us a like as well. That's great with the algorithm. Give us a share. Get more people in here. That's fantastic. We love that as well. But, of course, if you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live, which now that the football season is here, will be much of the lives. We're going to be going live a ton. So excited to share that with you guys and with everybody. And you can share it as well. Taking a look up there at the new Green Bay luxury suites they have there at Lambeau. Very nice. Very swanky. ELS cheering for that Packers defense in the chat. Austin Eckler, he gets the first touch of the game. Gets a gain of about 3 yards on the play out of the backfield. Oh, LaFleur being so mad. He's so mad, yelling on the sideline. Oh, boy. Crafty in the chat says LaFleur is still haunted by not going for it on fourth down back in the 2020. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's getting the old Aaron Rodgers flashbacks. Oh, Jayden Daniels trying to escape some pressure. Trying to escape pressure. He's not going to. Sacked for a yard. He ran about 40 miles and still lost a yard there. Tried to make it work. Slipped on the turf. But in the end, that Packers defense swallowed him up. Whoop. Just trying. Can't do it. So 9-12 in counting remaining here in the first quarter if you're syncing up with us, and I certainly hope you are. 3rd and 8 coming up here for Washington. Daniels in shotgun. Takes the snap. Steps back, looks, gets it to Eckler out of the backfield. It's going to be a gain of 4 yards. It's going to be 4th and 4. Going to force Washington to punt the ball away. And the Packers defense holds here on their first action of the night. ELS fired up by this so far, saying, good stop, 3 and out, just what they needed. And indeed, that is exactly what they needed. So here comes the punt, and it is away. Seems more like a line driver. Boy, gets all the way down to the 5, and then immediately tackled by Washington. Golden was the receiver back there, and he gets stopped. Are they throwing a flag on this? Why? He was stopped. It was tackling him. There's no excessive nothing. Because he tried to get up and run again, and so he picked him up and put him back down. That should not be a penalty. Yeah, they picked up the flag. They did pick up that flag. Good for them. But they did throw it like a bunch of assholes. So we do have to count it because this is a flag counter, not a penalty counter. As everybody knows here on Stay Tuned Sports. So they picked up the flag. What a special teams play. Great line drive kick. Basically got it to the 5-yard line. Golden picked it up. Obviously he received it. I'm not sure. Like at that point, you once you're inside your 10, from what I understand it, is that you should always just let it go. And if they happen to down it in there, especially on a line drive kick like that, it seems like that would have bounced into the end zone. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But still, you lost 2 yards on the return anyway. So now it's like on the 3? It's either like on a 3 or 2 yard line. Not great. Not great. So the Packers are going to be starting deep in their own end when they come back from break here. And we will see what happens. Oh, Brandon. I don't know about that one. Brandon put on Twitter saying these are the only uniforms the Packers should wear. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'd rather them wear the Acme Packers one. The blue one with the big golden dot in the middle with the number on it and the brown helmets. Wear that. I'd rather them wear that than wear these all white ones, man. These things are terrible. Trying to see if there's any news on the twits outside of bad uniform takes. As we see Ian Rappaport, he did say Micah Parsons looks to increase his workload tonight to over 50% of the plays. So we'll see if that indeed does happen. And Xavier Worthy practiced today, so maybe the shoulder injury isn't as bad. So on their own 4-yard line are the Packers. That's where it went, and that's where they're starting this drive. 1st and 10, Love under center. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to give it to Kraft on the pass, and Kraft is going to gain about 50, still on his feet. Wow, where the hell did he get to? About 15 yards on that reception. Yeah, I'm thinking Reed's done for the game. It looks like it's the same collarbone that's been fucking with him, where maybe he had the fracture. It seems like that play really aggravated that, so I doubt we'll see Reed again in this game. If looking at that is to be believed, Jacobs with the carry on 1st down. Do they randomly hand out the international flags on the back of these NFL players' helmets? Like, is this like NFL International Month or something? Because, Josh Jacobs is wearing a Filipino flag on his helmet. I'm not sure if he's Filipino or not. Hamster says it's broke. I think there's a very good chance that thing got broke. Oh, wide open! Kraft, and he's going down to the 40, to the 30, down to the 20. And Kraft has the Packers right into Redskins territory again. Is he shaking? I hope. Oh, boy, Elis, let's hope he's not shaking up. Let's hope it's just, winded. Wow, wide open. You can't get more open than that. Jesus. Kraft's now got 2 receptions for 72 yards, as you see that just updated there for you. So 1st and 10 from Washington's 20. Handoff to Jacobs. Nowhere. You ain't going nowhere, says the Washington defense. And with 5:45 and counting remaining here in the first quarter, it's 2nd down. Again from Washington's 20. So technically in the red zone. Or green zone, or gold zone, or whatever the fuck anybody calls it these days. ELS says, well, with Reed out, Golden will probably get more catches. Yeah, you're going to have to rely on the Rook now. He's going to have to step up here. Speaking of which, Golden is in motion. Love, play action, getting bum rushed, floats it, and that's going to hit not close to anybody or anything. Was he still in the pocket? Is that? Oh, that might have been close to intentional grounding for me. Anyway, personally. Also, dangerous pass to just kind of float up there, still in the field of play. That fell down, not out of bounds, but in the field of play. That's dangerous. Very dangerous from Jordan Love there. 3rd and 9 now from just inside the 19-yard line. So like 19.5-yard line, 19 and the 3rd-yard line, whatever you want to call it. ELS says Reed has a shoulder injury and he's questionable. Highly questionable. Love trying to find somebody, rolls out to his right. He's going to pull it down and run it himself, and he's going to get hit and maintains his balance. Gets the 1st down. And we've got 1st and goal, Green Bay Packers. That's a little bad on Washington's part, leaving that entire side of the field open. I see what they were trying to do, but the Packers' offensive line was able to stop the inside stunt. And once Jordan got a little momentum going there, he decided to just put the shoulder down, take the lick, get the 1st down, and got it there. I don't think so, Lloyd. I don't think that. I don't think anybody's. Nobody's being real extraneous here. So I don't know what is there an injury timeout? They taking a break? I missed it. I'm not quite sure. Not sure why they're taking a timeout here. Oh, I do see now the shots fired in the chat. Okay, you're right. I missed some of the chat here. I was paying attention to the game. I missed the chat. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, hamster's taking a couple shots. Lloyd actually likes the white. Lloyd, you like the all white uniforms? I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta question your aesthetic taste if that's what you're saying. I'm gonna be honest here, Crafty. Like again, the Niners can't catch a fucking break with injuries, as we know. I mean, Brock Purdy's gone 2 to 5 weeks with the toe and the shoulder injury, and Kittle's gone for at least 4 with the hamstring, maybe longer than that, and everybody else has been injured. And what isn't Juwan Jennings is hurt after they just signed his ass, and they still haven't gotten back to no. Oh, the 1923 jerseys. Yes. No, I do like those. I agree. The airbrushed leather helmets are pretty cool. I agree with that. But to that extent, I'll say this, Crafty. I'm excited to see what Mac Jones does. To see, like, listen, if he can reclaim a little bit of success, if he can look okay in that offense, everybody wants to say it's a system offense and system quarterbacks and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. First and goal from the 5-yard line. Jordan Love under center. Looks, throws, caught! Touchdown, the great Gazoo, Romeo Dobbs. And the Packers are on the board first. ELS, no, putting Hamster in a timeout box for no reason. No. Your Packers just scored a touchdown. Relax. Snap, hold, kick right down the middle, and just like that, the Packers are up 7-0 on the Washington Redskins. Washington going to get their second possession coming up here. They went 3-and-out on their first one. Will they be able to do more than that on this one? We will see coming up here. But right now, Green Bay, that offense looks to be cooking. Outside of that missed 4th and 3, which it seems like things didn't exactly go the way they wanted, and the floor was yelling at his linemen, and it was just cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Packers looking good here in both of their possessions, even though they didn't score in the first one. They've been looking good here. Kraft just bringing it there. 72 yards on 2 receptions. Jordan Love, he's got himself 118 yards already, 7 of 10, 1 touchdown. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Lloyd's in the chat saying, he's just doing what the bros do. It's all for fun. Everything we do here is fun. That's what we're doing. And by the way, if you're watching along with us, first time seeing us, chat's open. Come in and say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Tell me I suck. Tell me a football team sucks. Whatever you want to do. Bring up a topic to talk about. Go ahead. We got our boys in there. We got Crafty. We got ELS. We got Lloyd. We got Hamster. We got so much fun here for you right here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Here's the kickoff, and this one's going to go deep into the end zone, and that is going to be knelt down for a touchback out to the 35-yard line. And that is where Washington will take over on this. ELS in the chat says, King, how is your it's sore still, very sore. I still feel the stitches in there. And every now and then, like when talking, I can feel like just in talking, it feels like I pull the gum a little bit, and pulls the gum and pulls the stitch. It's like, ooh, shit, don't want to do that. So every now and then, there's a little bit of that. But overall, I mean, it's a lot better than having an infected tooth in your mouth. I'll just say that. So, having the extraction sucked, but having the infected tooth was even worse. So we're okay. Like I said, overall, things could be a lot worse. I could be missing a jaw at this point. So we're very good. So 1st and 10 coming up here. Jayden Daniels in shotgun. He's going to hand this off, and that's going to go absolutely nowhere. Eckler stopped for, I want to say, a 3-yard loss. They may spot him for only a 2-1. Van Ness in there with the tackle. Big number 90. He's about as white as the uniform is. I believe I said it on the flagship show yesterday, Crafty. I had the infected tooth, and then I had a tooth extraction on Tuesday, and all of that and I got stitches in my mouth. Put all that together, it's still the second most painful thing I did this week, with the first being watching the New York Giants play football. That was not great. Eckler, he gets the carry, and that's going to be another couple yards there, about 4 yards on the carry. 3rd down coming up here for Washington. Micah Parsons is now coming in on this, the 3rd down. Seems to be mostly 3rd downs right now for Micah. But, boy, this Packers defense really looks good. You look what they did to Detroit last week, and so far what they're doing here, very, very good. 3rd and 7, 3:24 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Crafty says the Packers D looking legit. No shit, my friend. No shit. Micah was getting some deep pressure up front. Might have gotten some illegal hands to the face. We got a flag, and that might be the call there. Eckler gets it to about 1 yard short of the line of scrimmage, but we do have a flag. Why is my flag off? There we go. Now the flag's right. So, indeed, they did get him for holding, so they're going to move him back because you don't want it to have a 4th and, like, half a yard there. But Micah, dude, Micah's a problem. Micah's a problem. This guy is a problem. Oh, that's not 1, it's 5. What am I doing here? That's Eckler. Gets it back up to the 30. That's a gain of 1 after the penalty. And Washington's going to have to punt again. This Packers defense is something. This Packers defense is real. I don't think there's a question. Like, we saw what they did to the Lions. Like, oh, maybe that's just first week. Maybe the Lions are settling into what they're trying to do. Now, again, this is just Washington. They played the Giants, and maybe some people had an overinflated idea of maybe what Washington's offense was because they were playing the Giants. So we'll see. But right now, the Packers' offense looks like they can go up and down the field at will if they want to, and their defense looks like you can't stop them. Oh, big hit on the punt return up at about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Packers will take over with their 3rd possession of the game. Yeah, he mauled Algoretti did maul Parsons. There we go. Saying maul and Parsons together. Get more Parsons. The rain and spring. Yeah, he was choking him. It might have been a forced choke. It might have been a love choke. I don't know, but he was right up on him, and even still, Micah still almost got to Jayden Daniels. That's how crazy that is. So just think about if when Micah Parsons, I'm not saying if, when he gets more integrated into the defense and he plays more than just third downs or situational plays like they have him doing now, holy shit. It's time, if I'm an Eagles fan, if I'm anybody in NFC, might be time to start worrying about the Green Bay Packers. That's why I moved them up to number 3. That's why I have them in number 3 in my rankings, because what they did to Detroit impressed me in week 1. And now looking at this, I'm just as impressed. The impressingness has not stopped. ELS and Lloyd talking in the chat. Obviously, ELS our resident Packers fan. Lloyd is our resident Lions fan. Talking a little bit about last week. ELS letting Lloyd know, hey, listen, I do agree with ELS here. I think the Lions obviously can beat the Bears, and that might be a nice, sweet moment. Lions have to figure some stuff out. Like I said, it might be you got to kind of get your sea legs here a little bit. You got to do a little bit of a fitting process to get the new offense in there, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, kind of get things shaken out there. And again, for that to happen, your first game against Green Bay, where, boy, it really looks like Green Bay's got their stuff together. That it just might have been a tall tale or a tall task, as it were, last week. So maybe the Lions will get there. Like I said, it seems. I don't think the Lions are going to be a bad team. I think the Lions are still going to be fighting for the division. They still got another game coming up with the Packers, obviously. They got all the other division games they got coming up, obviously, with the Bears this week and all the other stuff. So, it would be dumb after 1 week to say, oh, Lions are done. What a bad team. They're done. No, I wouldn't say that. Golden on a carry here on first down, and he gets about 5 yards on that carry. 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Packers. Hamster says the Lions win and cover easy. Won't be a 3-point win, and the Bears can't score 35. Well, again, as we saw early on in that game, like if everything goes right for Caleb Williams and the Bears, they can move the ball. They get a little bit of a struggle after that. So is that something Ben Johnson can fix? Is he going to be the true magic man there and be able to work Caleb Williams and get him doing some good work? I don't know. Oh, Jordan Love, he's going to get sacked back at the 20-yard line. That's a big, big, big loss and a big sack there for Washington's defense. And now 3rd and very long coming up here for the Packers. I get it, Lloyd, yes. And as ELS did say, too, I understand Lions fans have generational trauma when it comes to football. Understood. I get it. But I would say at this point, trust and believe. Until it happens, take a breath. So 3rd and 14 here. That's going to be passed out to Brooks, it appears. Yeah, but not going to get close to the first down. Gets it to the 30. It's going to be about 5 yards short. With 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter, that looks like that'll be the last play of the first quarter, and Green Bay will punt as the first play of the second quarter. The Packers are going to line up to maybe try to get them go off sides here. 4th and 4. 8, 7, 6. We got a 5 or 4, 3, and that's a 2, and that's a 1. And, of course, we knew they were just trying to get them to go off sides. They do not fall for the bait. 4th and 4 coming up, and we will be starting the second quarter most likely with a punt unless Guy LaFleur there has lost his mind. But after 1, the Green Bay Packers looking impressive. Maybe should have a better score than what they do, but for right now it is 7-0, and they will be giving the ball back to Washington here. Lloyd in the chat saying, thanks for the encouragement, guys. Hey, listen, as a fan of what has been, at least for the last 15 years, a very, 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 very bad team. I feel you. I got you. I'm with you. Again, I know the Giants aren't historically as bad as, like, you would say, like the Lions or the Browns or the Jets or something like that. But I've seen my team win Super Bowls in my lifetime. Granted, I'm old as shit, but I've seen it happen. The last 15 years have been rough, but, at least I've had joy watching Giants football. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Lions. Again, I would say don't lose faith. You have a great team. You have a good quarterback. You have a great defense. Love Aiden Hutchinson. You have a great offensive line. You have a great running back tandem. You got great. Like I said, the Lions are too good to be bad, and I believe that wholeheartedly. The Lions are just too good to be bad. They're just teams that have talent and people that are they're just too good to be bad. I think that's the Lions. Crafty saying that Washington's getting a little bit more pressure up front than last year. I did notice that, especially in the Giants game. But again, I didn't know how much of that was it an improved Washington defense, or was the Giants' offensive line just bad? I still think that's a little column A, a little column B situation. Hamster says, I've never seen any of my teams win shit. Well, I mean, you did see the Falcons win, a couple NFC championship games. And they almost won a Super Bowl before they blew 28-3 lead. Just saying. I mean, if we're just being honest here. Hamster says, but it's going to make it that much better when they do. And that's the thing. That's why I never said, like, people are like, oh, I'm switching teams, or I don't want to watch this team, or they suck. Not me, man. Like, yeah, the Giants suck. Boy, it's frustrating watching this team. But I've been there to see the good times. And I'm hoping to see the good times again at some point. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. But still hoping for it. Still hoping for it. And one day I think that'll happen. And yes, boy, what a Super Bowl that was. Super Bowl 34 was still, in my mind, one of the best Super Bowls. Punt does get away here in the second quarter. Washington's going to field it at their 16-yard line and bring it up to about the 29, and we have ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, another flag. And what is this one? The referees are discussing this. Yeah, the Titans were the number 1 seed a couple years ago before the Bengals upset them, and that's when they had their run to the Super Bowl. Personal face mask on the Packers. So that's going to be 15 yards on the end of the run. Oh, yeah, wow. And he's blocking him. He has a hand in the face mask. Can't do that. Can't do that. Man, I feel bad. Like the Lions, I think about that game they had with San Francisco. The fact that you were a half away from the Super Bowl and then they just collapsed the way they did, that was unfortunate. That was hard to watch. That was the year where everybody would have been a Lions fan in the Super Bowl, and they could have won that Super Bowl. Debo, he's going to get the throw here on 1st and 10, and he's going to be barely back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 upcoming here. Did the Titans go? Did the Titans get to the AFC Championship game in 2019? I don't even remember that. That's how long ago that was. That's how bad that was. The Eagles were not an underdog last year at all. 2nd and 10. Debo Samuel, he gets the throw again. Kind of gets thrown out of bounds by his helmet. Gain of, seems about 6. So 3rd and 4 are upcoming here. That's the thing, Crafty, is a lot of people say, like, but here's the thing. Before the season last year, me and Jimbo thought that the Bills window had closed. We were like, man, they lost a bunch of players. They did a bunch of cap cuts and doing stuff like that. I was like, it seems like the Bills window is closed. And then they were in the AFC Championship game last year and almost beat the Chiefs. They look just as good maybe this year coming back to beat the Ravens the way they did on Sunday night. On 3rd and 3, they're going to say that is a reception by Scary Terry McLaurin right past the first down markers, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 for Washington. And yeah, we turned out to be super wrong about that. So I'm not going to be one to sit there and count out the Lions just yet. Jayden Daniels tries to escape some pressure. It looks like he slides down right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain. Lloyd says, "Oh, not that, but nobody expected them to win against the Chiefs." No, plenty of people did. I think plenty of people gave because again, you got to remember the Chiefs were not that great last year. Again, they were 15-2, but a lot of people were very iffy on them. Now, again, I said, "Oh, the Chiefs can't lose. They play so good." 3rd and 9 upcoming here for Washington. I was like, "Oh yeah, the Chiefs, they're going to win. Of course they are. They're good because." I didn't want the Eagles to win. I'm a Giants fan. Fuck the Eagles. I'm going to root against them the whole time. But looking at like the experts and the talking heads and a lot of people out there, the Eagles did get a lot of love. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, no, the Eagles look to be the better team. They look to be more coherent. The Chiefs needed to kind of skate by and just win by the skin of their teeth a bunch this year." So, that was the thing. And that was my thing. And I was like, somehow, some way, hook or by crook, the Chiefs were going to win that game. Boy, the Eagles made sure that didn't happen. Oh! Dropped pass on 3rd and 9 would have been a big, big play there for Washington. But instead, it's a drop pass. It's 4th and 9. And that's going to be a punt upcoming here. Oh. How do you do that? Noah Brown. A lot of, yeah, there was some hand checking there, but you can't, that's not, yeah, come on. The Packers are going to get the ball at, where is that? Where are they spotting at? 13-yard line? I think the Redskins were trying to say did they touch the ball? Did they get the ball? I don't know. I don't know what the Redskins were trying to say there. ELS says another good stop for the defense. Well, I mean, was it a defensive stop or was it a dropped ball there by Noah Brown? I mean, again, they get off the field, so it is what it is. You take it, I guess, any way you can. But right now, statistically looking here, yeah, like the Packers are laying it. The Packers are laying a whooping. 151 total yards to 23 total yards for Washington so far. 7 first downs to 1. Packers have 3 penalties for 30 yards. Washington has 2 for 15. 1 for 4 on 3rd downs for Washington. Clearly, they only have the 1 first down. Packers obviously 1 for 1 in the red zone. And Packers have 10 minutes and 21 seconds of possession, whereas Washington has 7 minutes and 15, and again, not much to even show for that. So, Eli says it's Packers Bowl, not the Redskins. I know, I was saying, on the sideline, it looked like that's what Washington was trying to say. I don't know. And yeah, Hamster. Like I think everybody was focused on CeeDee Lamb dropping all his balls there. He just had ball dropping. He's just dropping his balls. And there were a couple others, but like none were nearly as that egregious. But and sometimes you'd give it a thing like, yeah, it's early in the season, something like that. But that's why you have training camp. Like if you're not doing that constantly at training camp, what the fuck are you doing? Like the whole point of training camp is that you're getting ready for the season, so that when the passes come your way, you don't drop them. And like dropping 5 passes really in a game, in which if he catches even like I think 2 of those balls, the Cowboys win that game. Like you can't really excuse that. So 1st and 10, not Daniels, that's Love, going deep for Golden and through his hands. Would have been a hell of a catch if he made it. Just a little too far, but they wanted to go big on that first play from scrimmage. Did not quite work out though. Oh, just out of fingertip reach. Second and 10. After that big throw attempt, it's going to be a handoff here to Jacobs. And Jacobs going to get 9 yards on the carry. 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Packers. 12:08 remaining here in the second quarter. Jesus Christ, am I having a stroke? What the fuck is going on with me? Second quarter, about 12 minutes left. If you're syncing along with us, and if you are, thank you so very much for doing so. Please, if you're first time viewer here, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Let you know when we go live, which, again, we do all these lives here during the season, so you're going to want to know when it happens. Chat's open. Come on, say hi to everybody in the chat. They're hanging out here. It's fine. We're just kind of having a hangout as we do. Gain of 2 yards and a first down for the Packers. Actually, about more 3 yards. That was, again, Josh Jacobs. Hamster in the chat says the Titans would have won their game against the Broncos if the receivers would catch the fucking ball. Cam Ward is going to be a problem. Again, it's not like he doesn't have talent. We'll see how it happens there in Tennessee. But the fact that they were in that game with the Broncos, and everybody has the Broncos checked in as one of their dark horse favorites, no pun intended. Love going for another big ball. That's corporate. I think he's out of bounds. He is out of bounds. Oh, did he? No, he might have dragged that toe. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, that's a catch. Holy shit. See, you shouldn't have to throw a challenge flag for that. That should just be replay assist. Yeah, guy fucking caught it. So Packers challenging here. Wow, what a catch. What a catch by Malik Heath. Holy shit. That is an NFL man's catch. And meanwhile, CD couldn't catch some of the ones he had? What the fuck are we talking about here? And the call is almost immediately reversed, as it was clear to see. Wow. That just deserves a slow clap. Unbelievable. Hell of a catch. God, I love seeing football excellence. I love seeing athletic excellence. I love football. I love football. I hope you love football too. That was incredible. That was cool. So 10:40 remaining here. Handoff after that hell of a catch. Josh Jacobs going to get about 3 yards maybe on the push. You take a look at Lambeau and their white out there as all the fans wearing white, the same as the team, for the winter warning in summer. I don't know. People do Christmas in July. I guess you could do a winter warning in early September. Yeah, Hamster, some refs are better than others. That's kind of what we learn every year. Love over the middle. That's going to be caught by the great Gazoo, and he's going to get a hefty gain and a first down. Romeo Dobbs, the great Gazoo, doing work here for the Packers. And again, the Packers offense is moving. Hamster says, why are the Giants so high on Russ Wilson? I'd go ahead and just play Dart and live with the results. I don't want Jackson Dart to get murdered. I don't want him to have his confidence ruined. I don't want to ruin his career immediately. So, and that Giants offensive line is fucking terrible, and his team is terrible, and our coach is terrible. So I almost want to wait until we fire the coach, fix the offensive line, and then put Jackson Dart in. That's what I would do. Because right now, if you put Jackson Dart in there, he's going to get murdered. And it's not going to help anybody, and his confidence is going to get destroyed, and he's going to be fucking Zach Wilson. I don't want that. I don't want that for that kid. I don't want that for the Giants. Tooth's starting to bother me now. That's the thing. You start talking too much, and then the tooth starts getting to you. It's a thing. It's a thing. 2nd and 11 coming up here. Jordan Love does the play action, then a quick throw out here to Kraft. Kraft is going to just say, get off me! Gets the first down, and that's going to be 1st and goal for the Packers. Kraft just moving people like a man pushing boys. Like he's on Epstein Island. That was a bad joke. Sorry. Hamster, who's rooting for the Skins in the chat, says, come on, need a turnover. ELS Packers fan, he's got to be happy seeing his boy. I know ELS was rooting for Kraft to get a touchdown. I think he's got him in fantasy, or maybe he bet on him. I'm not sure. I don't know if ELS is old enough to bet or not. Hand off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to get down to the 1.5-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up for the Go Pack Go. Again, a handoff to Jacobs, and he's going to plow in for the Packers touchdown. Go, Pack, go. Hello, Peppa Jack. It seems like your Packers pick is the good one to go with. As Pepper Jack does a little dance off screen there. What was that? Yes, as well, she says she picks cheese. Pepper Jack, obviously her nickname is Pepper Jack because she loves cheese. So she went with the cheese. And it seems like that was the good way to go for her. And listen, right now, 14-0, as the extra point is up and good. And the Cheeseheads, the Go Pack goes. They are up 14-0. Up on the Washington Redskins. Not looking good for Jayden Daniels and the boys from D.C. as we sit here right now. Hamster wants to remind everybody that the Ravens were up 15 with 4 minutes left. That is true. And the Bears were up on the Vikings up until the 4th quarter. And J.J. McCarthy decided that everybody on the Bears was a communist. Reinvigorated McCarthyism, and then decided to destroy them all and put them on the blacklist. Boy, there's a little historical joke for everybody out there. If you're interested, there you go. Look that up. So again, we've seen the last 2 primetime games. We've seen massive comebacks late in the game. So yes, I think this is a great start for the Packers. ELS has got to be happy with this, but also stay tuned. Like our program says, like our channel says, stay tuned because you're never sure what's going to happen next. And we still might have some fireworks there. Again, it's not like Washington doesn't have an offense, right? So we're going to see what happens there. But I would say, yeah, you gotta feel good if you're a Packers fan, or if you pick the Packers, or if you bet on the Packers, any one of those things. You got to be feeling really good about that, but let's pause on saying the game's over. We are still in the 2nd quarter. Lots of time left. Hamster also says that it seems like scrambling quarterbacks get going later on in a game. Maybe that's it too. Maybe there needs to be. Maybe there's a little bit more of that needs to happen. I don't know. Let's see here. ELS wanted to share with me the fact that there are Milwaukee Bucks and Milwaukee Brewers players there at Lambeau Field, some of them sporting the white cheesehead hats there. That is kind of that's cornball shit there. But hey, hey, listen, Wisconsin's kind of cornball. No offense, EOS, but you Wisconsinites are a little cornbally. It is what it is. That's the charm. That's what we love about you guys. Speaking from a Jersey perspective here. Oh no, there's a Washington player on the ground, and you can tell he's crying. They brought the card out. Dietrich Wise Jr., defensive end number 91. He is in tears. Oh no, I don't like seeing this. What is this? This was on the field goal attempt. Jumping, trying. Oh no! He had a player fall back on his leg. Oh no. And yeah, oh my God. Oh, I feel so bad for that kid. I see him. Oh no. Oh, you hate seeing that shit. You see the kid's heartbreaking on the field. Like, so, his leg broke too. Yeah, but dude, that's not. He's crying not because his leg broke. He's crying because his heart's broken. Because he just realized his season's over. That's terrible. That's terrible. I hate seeing that. Oh man. Oh man. Thoughts up there to Dietrich, man. Hopefully it's whatever it is just all sprains, or maybe it's a hairline fracture, or maybe it's as much as it probably isn't. Like, we be real here. Maybe we can hope for the least worst outcome when we get word from that. But I got to say, between the fact that they have the card out there, they have all the medical trainers there, and you can see him sobbing on the field. That's damn. And that's the thing is, before, when you saw me going nuts about that catch that Malik Heath made, and I'm like, dude, there's nothing better than seeing athletic greatness and football greatness and watching it. By that same token, there's nothing worse than seeing something like that. No matter who it is, it's man, that sucks. That sucks so bad. You hate seeing that, and that's the worst part of any game. No matter what team you're a fan of, even if it's your worst rival, you'd never want to see that happen to somebody. So that sucks. That really does suck. Hamster in the chat says, "Remember how bad McCarthy looked in the first half?" No, that's what we're trying to say before. Like, this game is far from over. Yeah, Lloyd. It seems like there was a Redskins player there, number 91 there. He, on the extra point attempt, he got rolled up on from behind by a black. Like, it was unintentional. Like, it was all unintentional. But a Packers player kind of got blocked into him, rolled up on him on the back of his leg, and looks like it's either it could be a bone breakage, or maybe some ligaments torn, or just something bad, something really bad. And yeah, not great. So Washington getting ready to get the kickoff here. Yes, Dietrich Wise Jr. was the player hurt. ELS says, "What? Dietrich Wise Jr. is hurted." I think it's seasoning. God, I love you, ELS. I really do. Kick's going to be returned by McCaffrey up to about the 29.5-yard line, and that's where Washington will take over here. Will they be able to score and get back into this game? We will see. Of course, it wouldn't be Wisconsin without a little bit of wood art. Micah Parsons on the field here for 1st and 10. Debo in motion. Handoff to... That's not Eckler. Oh, that's Krosky Merritt there. That's the young buck. Jayden Daniels is going to pull that down. Getting pressured. Throw. Bounced up in the air. Caught by McLaurin. And then immediately hit down. But that's going to be good enough for a first down. 1st and 10 Washington. That's only their second first down of the game. And we have a Redskin lineman down, Coleman, number 74, on one knee. Not sure what's up there. Sorry for the yawn. We have another injury timeout. Hamster, why doesn't that surprise me? Hamster in the chat talking about that he did have a Packers jersey. He did root for the Packers back in the day as a kid. He says, and just because I loved Brett Favre, I used to bet against my teams all the time. Doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. That'd be something you do. Hamster, if there's one thing I've learned about you is that your fandom is very nebulous. Whether it's college football, pro sports, whatever it is, you have a very nebulous fandom, and that's fine. Hey, listen, I'm not here to judge. You know, people do that stuff all the time. But you do seem to have a very fandom that kind of goes where you want to when you want it to go there at times. Yeah, we didn't get another. But here's the thing: we didn't get another commercial during that injury there, Crafty. So that's kind of interesting there. 1st and 10, throw. Whoa, that was closer to being picked than anything else. Valentine, they're on the coverage. Tunsil versus Parsons. That's a hell of a matchup. Jesus. All right, he's holding on to his shoulder pad, and I mean, he was holding it for seconds. What are we doing there? That's going to be thrown. That's going to be caught, and that's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 1. Noah Brown with the catch. Six minutes on the dot and counting here in the second quarter. 3rd and 1. Daniels hands it off to Krosky Merritt, and he's going to get a gain of about 4 yards and a first down for Washington. Hamster in the chat saying, I didn't like football as a kid. I was all NBA. Believe it or not, I believe that was kind of like Jimbo, too. Jimbo, I remember him telling me one time that he liked Notre Dame, but he wasn't really a pro sports fan. And then when he did, he liked the Eagles later on. But yeah, sometimes you just get into stuff. Oh, Jayden Daniels breaks out of the pocket. He's going to get about 6 yards, maybe 7 on a carry. Crafty says he doesn't have a favorite NFL team. You just watch the sport to watch it? Completely disinterested? No rooting interest whatsoever, Crafty? That's fine. Like I said, I don't judge. I don't give a shit. However you watch is how you watch. Jayden Daniels looks, throws, incomplete. Who is that? Keyshawn Nixon? Nixon, I am not a crook. They're on the coverage. It seems like Washington's going to go for it here on third and 5. Sorry, I thought it was fourth down. It's not. It's third down. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Daniels back. Looks, throws. That's a deep pass. Out of bounds, a little too far for McLaurin. 4th and 5 upcoming. 4:32 remaining in the second quarter. Hamster says, as a kid in the early 90s, you had to like the Bulls in Space Jam. No, I didn't, and no, I didn't. Fuck the Bulls. I watched it. I think I liked the Suns more because they had Charles Barkley on them, so I liked the Suns. The Nets were terrible, but I did like them. Drazen Petrovic and all that. Snap, hold, kick up. Washington's going to go for the field goal, and they sneak it in. And so Washington does get on the board as they put 3 up after that drive. So at least it's not a shutout for them. At least you got to look at it that way. 14-3, Green Bay leads here in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, about 4:27 remaining. If you're syncing along with us, and if you are, thank you so very much. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you like any of this, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Lets you know whenever we go live, which is a lot now that we're in football season. Going to be hitting all the primetime games, either 2 to 3 games on Sunday, depending on who's playing, when they're playing, all that kind of stuff. And, of course, Monday night. Here's the thing I want to ask everybody. What game should we cover on Monday night? Should it be the early game or should it be the 10 o'clock game? We could do kind of like Stay Tuned Sports After Dark, which is Raiders. I think it's Raiders-Chargers is the late game. Starts at 10 o'clock. We could do it. We could do late night Stay Tuned. We could do it. So I wonder, maybe I'll put a poll in the chat and see which games everybody wants to watch. I'll put that up there in a second. And by the way, if you're watching along with us here, first time watching along with us, chat's open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Join the boys. We got them in there. ELS, Hamster, Crafty, Lloyd, all the boys in there hanging out. Maybe we'll have Chip and Pecan in there at some point as well. Packers are going to return the ball up to the 26-yard line, it appears. And that is where they will start what might be the last drive of the first half. So let me see. Yeah, the first game is Buccaneers-Texans, and then the second game is Chargers. I'm not going to be doing both because one's not going to be over before the other one, Hamster. I know you love all the games, but we're going to be doing one game. First and 10. Ooh, we got a hit on the outside there. We got another Gazoo helmet? How many Gazoo helmets we got? Savon Williams also wearing a great Gazoo helmet. Who would have thought? Lloyd wants to know, is there any other sports we cover here? With the live stuff, not really. Like, we do hockey every now and then, and maybe when hockey season starts again, maybe we'll do some Devil games, Flyer games, Jimbo being a Flyer fan. Mostly it's football. Sometimes we do college ball, but it's usually that or hockey as it stands. We might expand that. We might do more stuff if it's enough, if people want it. Again, it seems like people don't want this. Looking at the view counts and everything, again, it's been a year. We've had all this stuff. We got a flag on the play. That's going to be against the Packers. holding. That's a 10-yard penalty, moving him back, and we've got 7 flags so far in this first half. We've also had one of those flags was picked up, but you know how we do here. Thrown, we count it. So Jordan Love here, 2nd and 12. Throws out of the backfield, and that's only going to get up back to the line of scrimmage. Chris Brooks with the carry. Since it was passed behind the line of scrimmage, it goes as a carry. 2:48 remaining here in the second quarter, and running is the clock. Lloyd says do both games. We will not be doing both games. We will not be doing that. It would be neat if we could. I know, like, Jimbo goes to bed early because he's got work or stuff, but that would be cool. Like, Jimbo could do one game, I would do the other. We could, like, split it up like that. Or do it, like, if I have, like, I do it on my own personal channel. We could have our own downs. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that if the Giants and Eagles ever play at the same time, which I think they might be doing this week. Love, 3rd and 11. Big ball down the field. A lot of hand checking between Dobbs and Lattimore. Falls incomplete, 4th and 11. No flag thrown, probably for the best. And instead of being the last possession of the half, the Packers are going to have to punt it away. And Washington has a chance to make this a bit of a closer game going into halftime. And again, Washington will get the ball first in the second half. Hamster wants to get his buddy Jeff in here. Geoff. We'll see. Hamster in the chat says, I don't know why the views aren't higher because I see some trash channels with more numbers and it doesn't make sense. It could be a couple things. It could be that we were inconsistent for a while and now we're out of the YouTube algorithm, and now the YouTube algorithm just doesn't recommend us and doesn't put us up there and doesn't show us to enough places, and that's certainly possible. I've seen a lot of people talk about how YouTube has basically fucked their channels because of that, and it's almost impossible to recover that. So if that's the case, like, we're never gonna get those kind of views, unfortunately. No matter how good or consistent or uploads we do or whatever, it seems like that could be something. I'm hoping it's not, but YouTube now caters more towards the corporate side of television than actually it being a YouTube where you can go ahead and broadcast yourself. They don't really care about that too much anymore. It could just be quality. It could be that we suck, and that's possible too. I've also come to that realization too. It's like, maybe we just suck. I have no idea. So that could be something as well. Jayden Daniels, he's going to run on first down, by the way. Ooh, I got to switch to possession, which I didn't do. That's my fault. So first down and 10, he gets about 7 to 8 yards, and that's going to be the 2-minute warning here in Green Bay. Green Bay with a 14-3 lead against the Washington Redskins. Thank you so much for sharing the link out there, Hamster. Again, like I tell everybody here, like, share, subscribe. That share part is important. We get more people here, more people view us. Sure, some people aren't going to stick around. Some people aren't going to subscribe. I get that. We know that. It's kind of a shotgun theory here. We try to get as many people as we can, and you pick up who you can. But we certainly hope that we can pick up some people here. And as far as like the other channels, you know, with either bot farms or bot views or something, I know that's been a problem on Twitch. I know YouTube has tried to stop that before. How effective they are with it or not, I don't know. But again, that could be a reason why our views are low too. Is that we don't do that. You know, and not only that, I think you have to purchase that. Like, you have to go through people to try to purchase view bots or whatever. And I have 17 cents in my bank account, so that's not going to happen. And I know people think I'm joking, but I can show you the bank account. It's not great. So yeah, that could be a reason why there are other channels that have higher views than what I have, and you know, it is what it is. Lloyd says this channel will grow, but YouTube only shows a select few. And I get that. I know. Listen, we've been doing this now on the YouTube side. We had just the strictly podcast only. We were on Podbean for forever, since like 2016 when we started this. Me and Jimbo. We were just audio only for the whole thing because I didn't have a computer that could handle doing video. I didn't have a webcam. I didn't have anything. I had a microphone and I could speak into it, so that's what we did. Then we got to the point where it's like I started using my phone as a camera, and we started like trying to do. We were doing like hook and by crook videos just to try to get them up on YouTube because I was like, maybe we can do that. So the earliest videos that you see on here from like me and Jimbo is me with my phone in my living room. Like me and Jimbo would talk on Zoom. I would record that, or he would record that on the Zoom, send me the file, then I would put all the graphics in and edit it and do all that kind of stuff and then put it up. Like we were really doing it janky, hooker by crook kind of shit we were doing here. Then I was able to get a webcam thanks to Jimbo. Jimbo actually, for I think it was my birthday or something, was got me a webcam so that we could do this more, do the live streaming more. And like I said, it's just been a journey. And there were points last year where things looked great, where it looked like we had, I remember we got rated by the Grassi Posse last year. I think it was on this, a week 2 Thursday night, we got rated by a Grassi Posse, and we gained a bunch of viewers, and then it seems like YouTube immediately got rid of a bunch of them, or maybe they just left because they realized we sucked. I don't know. 1st and 10 here. After the Redskins have made a first down after the 2-minute warning. Clock is running. They have all 3 of their timeouts, as do the Green Bay Packers. 1:17, 1:16 remaining here now. Daniels in shotgun from the 41-yard line of the Packers. That's going to be a flag early movement on the Redskins. That's going to be 8 flags here. And then so we've only really been on YouTube, I want to say, for, like, we could say really stretching it, maybe 2 years, if you want to include all the janky stuff from very early on. But like for this and with the webcam and everything like that, it's only been like a year and a half since we've been on here. So I get starting slow. I know everybody starts slow. It's very hard to get subscribers. It's very hard to get numbers up and views up and all that stuff. Like, I get that. Sometimes it's very discouraging. And I think that's the thing, is you have to power through that discouragement to get things done. Debo out of the backfield gets it up to the 40-yard line, maybe the 39. He might have dropped the ball there, but it was recovered by Washington anyway. They're going to give it to the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 4 upcoming here for Washington. 37 seconds. They still have not spent a timeout. McLaurin in motion. Down to 30 seconds. Down to 26 seconds. Jesus. Jayden Daniels back. Gets rushed. Throws towards the sidelines. Knocked away by the Green Bay defense. Xavier McKinney, my boy. God, why did we ever get rid of him? On the defensive pass play. And great job by him. God, I miss Xavier McKinney. ELS in the chat says, honestly, even with my channel having 1.1 thousand subscribers, my viewers are always low. And I get that. Views and subscribers don't exactly match up. And if you have a lot of subscribers, you're still only going to get a certain percentage of that as views. Like, I get all that. Like, and I know it does take time. I think that's the thing, is just battling the discouragement. And that kick is going to be wide left. Wide left. 14 seconds on the clock. Will the Packers just kneel on it? Or they maybe try to do something. They have all 3 timeouts. I was going to say, that was, the spot was, the snap was good, spot, hold, that was all good. The kick just drifted lazily to the left. Crafty says, amazing how Packers became an instant Super Bowl contenders just by signing one player. And here's the thing, I think the Packers were going to be good and impressive anyway, even though I only had them ranked 12th. And maybe that's just perception of, well, we'll see how Love is doing. Like, again, my worry a lot was the offense. I said the defense was okay, and it could be better. And plus, I love Xavier McKinney on the back end, but we'll see. I'm not sure. But, boy, I think adding Micah Parsons up their view in the general public's eyes, and now looking at this, it looks like they're going to – Packers get the ball first down, out of bounds, 8 seconds left. Packers looking to maybe get in a field goal range here real quick here. They got 8 seconds. Maybe you have enough for another play. And you have all 3 timeouts. You can throw one right down the middle, call a timeout if you get down quick enough, or maybe if you even get into the end zone. That would be crazy. Crafty says, well, that was quite a gay kick because the kicker's name is Gay. He's not being whatever that is. Jacobs runs up the middle. 4 seconds left. The Packers call a timeout, and so they're just going to go for the field goal here. Just when you think maybe Washington had a chance to either get a touchdown there or get another 6 and get within make it a 1-score game going into halftime. The Packers looking to make this a full 2-touchdown game again. I know, ELS. I get it, and that's what I mean. Is like I'm trying to stay positive and work through like the fact that we have videos here that get 7 views, 5 views, 8 views. Like I'm trying to get through that, and I think that's the tough part. I think that's the tough part for a lot of people on YouTube when they do this. The Packers kick is up, and he's gonna doink it and miss it. So we've got back-to-back missed field goals to end the first half. Wow. Sometimes even the things that go wrong can be entertaining as hell. And that kind of was. We had 2 kicks at the end of the half. H1 was bad. Yikes. Yeah, Washington gets the ball first in the second half there, Hamster. So that's why I think them scoring a field goal there at the end, if not a touchdown, making it a 1-possession game, you get the ball first. Boy, you have a real chance. Washington had a real chance to get immediately back in this game and possibly tie it up. Missing that field goal hurts. That's bad. You got to execute on those plays. And they didn't. Let's see if they can come out in the second half and do a little better. If I'm the Packers, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, just keep that defensive pressure up. Keep that going strong, and offensively, Billy, they are moving the ball. And I got to say, right now, Packers super impressive in this game for one half. Again, as we've learned in the last 2 primetime games, you can't count any team out. You can't count anything out. And we're certainly not going to do that here tonight on Thursday Night Football. ELS says, honestly, it was a decent first half for the Packers. Defense looks good. Offense needs to step up in the second half. ELS, offense needs to step up. Your offense looked fucking great. What the fuck are you talking about? The Green Bay offense looks good. Maybe a couple things here or there if you want to talk about. Again, the love pass to Golden just being a touch off. But, like, again, that's... Now we're getting nitpicky, but boy, the Packers have been able to move the ball against this Washington defense fairly effectively, whereas Washington has not seemed to get anything going against this Green Bay defense. Not only am I saying decent first half, I think that was I don't think you could ask for a better first half from the Packers outside of missing that last field goal. For Washington, they got a lot of shit they need to clean up and a lot of shit they need to fix to try to get back into this game. But for the Packers, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, it's not a golden drop. Matthew Golden did not drop that ball. It was just too far in front of him. He dove for it. He dove for it more than CeeDee Lamb did. And it just, I mean, that was an overthrown ball. So if anything, that's on Jordan Love. But I don't think it's really on anybody. They tried for a deep pass. It just, the timing was off. Just whatever it was just a little bit off. That's not, like I said, to me, that's not a mistake. That's hey, you gave it a shot on a first down, try to go long, just missed it. But other than that, Green Bay's been moving the ball fantastically. So I'm not going to find too many faults. Like again, Nick, you could talk about, we could talk about maybe a couple other things, maybe some penalty calls or something like that. Some of the holdings, you obviously want to clean those up. But outside of that, like man, Green Bay has looked very good, very impressive in this first half. They're coming, they look right off of their Lions game, looking real good. Washington looks like a team that might have been pumped up a little too much, had their tires pumped a little too much by playing the Giants, who are fucking awful. So from Washington, your defense needs to step up here a little bit, and your offense has to find a way to escape that because the Green Bay pressure is killing them. Jayden doesn't have any time back there, and they're not. The run game isn't able to get anything going for them. Like Washington is. They're having a real problem with this Green Bay defense. They're going to have to scheme out something here at halftime to try to figure that out. Because right now the Packers defense is having their way, and very much so. ELS in the chat says, "Go Pack, go." ELS says, "I think the Packers still have this." Washington makes two. ELS is looking at this game. You could tell ELS is a Packers fan. Because he's looking at this as like, we're not up 35-0 right now. So, I mean, we could be doing some things better. It's like, brother, you're doing great. The Packers are fine. Trust me. You're all right. If things start going squirrely in the second half, then I would say start worried about it. But for right now, all things considered, I think the Packers have left right off where they did with that Lions game. They look just as good. And now you're going to have a mini bye on top of it. As long as they keep doing what they're doing, as long as they do what they did in the second half, what they did in the first half, I think the Packers end up winning this game, brother. I really do. So give me a minute here. I'm gonna go refreshing my coffee, and I'll get right back over here. Again, it is halftime. The Packers 14, Washington 3. We'll be right back here on Station Sports. Alrighty, got the fresh cup of coffee. Cup of coffee. Cup of coffee. Hamster says it's too quiet in here now. Yes, it is. It is. It is. It is indeed too quiet. Well, I mean, it's always quiet. I mean, I'm a loud fat man from Jersey. Of course, it's gonna be loud. Let me see. ELS in the chat. He says, King, what team do you think will surprise everybody on Sunday? Let me take a look here because I mean, I made my picks. Who do I think could be a surprise on Sunday? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the schedule here. If it'll pull up here. Come on, ESPN app. What are we doing? Let's see. We've got Bengals and Jaguars. I think the Bengals should win that one. Jaguars can. I think they can. I'll go that. Cowboys, Giants. Cowboys are going to fucking destroy the Giants. If the Cowboys play the way they did against the Eagles and the Giants play, well, the way the Giants do, boy, the Cowboys are going to fucking murder them. Lions, Bears. Lions should win that game. Can the Bears upset them? Yes, but until the Lions prove that they're not that team, I'm going to ride with the Lions until they show me that they're not. Rams, Titans, I'm going to go with Rams. I don't know if the Titans really have that yet. Sorry, hamster. Patriots, Dolphins. Patriots should win that game. Like, unless the Dolphins player-only meeting works or so. If the Dolphins here's the thing. If the Patriots put belt to ass to the Dolphins, you might see Mike McDonald fired in week 2. Mike McDaniels, sorry. I said McDonald. Oh, McDonald had a farm. Oh, but I could see him getting canned after week 2. Like if they take another shellacking, that could get bad. Niners, Saints. Again, the Niners are very injured. Could the Saints pull off an upset? That would be a surprise. I'm picking the Niners, but I think the Saints winning. It has become more possible looking at how injured the 49ers are. I still don't think it'll happen. I still pick the 49ers, but I don't know. Bills, Jets. Bills had a great comeback. That's a lot of emotion that's put out for that. Jets offense look good. Like, let's be honest, we haven't seen Justin Fields look that good ever in his career. That Jets offense was fucking humming against the Steelers, against a supposed great defense. I think T.J. Watt had one quarterback pressure the entire game. Can't be doing that. So, could the Jets pull off an upset? They are playing at MetLife. That also would not surprise me. Steelers, Seahawks should be Steelers. Ravens, Browns should be Ravens, but you're never, I mean, again, the Browns beat the Ravens last year. So, and again, remember last year when the Raiders were terrible last year, the Raiders went into Baltimore and beat them. So, Colts, Broncos, that I think could be the surprise because I think the Colts can beat the Broncos. I really do. As you know me, it's easy to get me on a Danny Dimes bandwagon. After week 1, I'm on a Danny Dimes bandwagon. Comeback player of the year. Let's go. Ghost pepper jack. That's an interesting cheese. I'm not sure. See, that's the thing. I'm not sure if I'm big on the heat for heat's sake. If it's hot, I want it to have flavor to it, you know? Deebo Samuel on a return, and he's going to break it to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. He's in Green Bay territory, down to the Green Bay 44-yard line, and Washington starting the second half already in Green Bay territory. This is what ELS had feared. This is what he was talking about. Can the Packers defense hold Washington here after a fantastic return from Deebo Samuel? We shall see. Maybe one of the best cheeses I ever had, I believe, was a New York Sharp with bacon in it. It was a bacon infused New York Sharp cheddar. Okay, let's go. My cheese of choice is Vermont white extra sharp cheddar. I think that's the best cheese in the world. I could eat that. I can snack on that. I could die from an impacted colon from that cheese. I love it. It's so great. Handoff here to Krosky Merritt, and he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards on that carry. Second down coming up. ELS says Ohio sucks. Lloyd says indeed it does. Again, I'm not going to shit on anybody. I'm from New Jersey, but everybody hates New Jersey, so everybody else can suck it. So I have the shirt that says New Jersey. We don't like you either, because we're the one state that everybody hates, and so we hate everybody else. Oh, thrown into the ground by Jayden Daniels. Again, looking for Krosky Merritt out of the backfield, but I think he just might have been trying to kill that play since it wasn't really going great. 3rd and 6 upcoming. And it looks like Micah Parsons will be coming on for the 3rd down. Yes, Lloyd, indeed. I love hot dogs. I love me a good hot dog. I can't have the buns anymore. Being diabetic, and I went on basically a carb-free diet. But I'll tell you what, you take some of the carb-free tortillas that they have in the stores now from like Mission and some of the other companies. They have like the 0 net carb tortillas, which are fantastic for diabetics like myself. You got a couple of those. You make it's like a big pig in a blanket, or a hot dog taco, or however you want to say it, or just a flattened bun, however you want to do it. I eat my hot dogs like that. I got to tell you, not bad. And I'm a hot dog guy. I love them. Nathan's usually. I'm a big Nathan's guy, if you can afford it. Expensive hot dogs out there, those Nathans. 3rd and 6, Jayden Daniels in shotgun. From just inside the 40-yard line. Throws, and that's going to be caught. There might have been pass interference on that as well. Zach Ertz, the tight end, with the reception. It looks like he was tripped up and still caught the pass. Damn. Dude, the Wisconsin, like you get a nice cheddar cheese brat, like cheese and beer brat. Like, fuck, let's go. I love me some of those. Hand off to Krosky Merritt, and he's going to get about 3 to 4 yards on that particular carry. And Washington got something going here. Lloyd said, order some Kogels. I don't know if they ship to New York, but I'm sure you can get them if you order them. It depends. Like, on Amazon, you can get anything. So I'll take a look at it and see. 2nd and 6. It was a 4-yard gain there. Jayden Daniels takes the snap. He's going to throw it to Debo out of the backfield. Debo stays on his feet. Gets 3 yards after it looked like he was going to get nothing. So we got 3rd and 3 coming up here. Lloyd says, I agree with ELS about a good Wisconsin brat. I do it. I like again, I'm half German, so I love a good bratwurst. Let's be honest. And the other half likes a Frankfurter. Both are fucking German, so it doesn't matter. They're both fantastic. Give me a big stein of beer, a couple of bratwursts, some hot dogs. Let's go. Now you're talking about a happy fat guy. 3rd and 3. Play clock down to 1. Boy, they're lucky they just got away with that. Micah Parsons gets the sack in the backfield on 3rd and 3. There's a flag down. Will this be holding? Holding on the Redskins. This is obviously going to be declined. But the flag still counts for us. Lloyd in chat, he says, Kogels are a Michigan-based meat company. My dad's friend in Minnesota was shocked by how good they are. Listen, anything's better. I don't know if anybody knows, like up in New England, apparently they eat the things they call red hots, where they're like fucking dyed red fucking hot dogs. Gross as shit. I will never eat that shit. Again, that kick is going to be off the upright and no good. 2 straight missed field goals. Somebody's going to join Jake Moody on the unemployment line because you can't miss 2 kicks like that. No, you can't. No, you can't. It's funny that the kicker's name is Gay and the holder's name is Way. And that was a gay way to miss out on 3 points as Washington still remains down 14-3 here after a fantastic opening kickoff return and a decent offensive possession. Could be 14-9 right now if he makes both of those field goals in a bit of a closer game. Instead, it is still 14-3. Packers get the ball. First possession coming up here. And the Packers could really, at this point, I would venture to say, I know we're very early in the third quarter, but boy, this could be a way to put the game away very early. ELS in the chat goes, Redskins, whomp, 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 and it's a bad way. That's a bad way to go about it. But yeah, no, so I'll look that up. Kogels, hot dogs from Michigan. And like I said, in today's internet world, you can really find anything out there. So maybe I'll give it a shot. Listen, I'll give anything a shot. I've eaten Bar S fucking hot dogs. Okay, again, I've lived in poverty most of my life here as a grown adult, especially after being divorced. So, I'm familiar with ramen and Bar S hot dogs. And boy, if you can eat Bar S, you can eat anything. I know people always joke about hot dogs being eyeballs, lips, and assholes. Bar S, I think, legitimately is all of those things in a hot dog. Again, I do kind of find it funny that the Redskins kicking battery, the holder's name is Way and the kicker's name is Gay. And as I mentioned, that's a gay way to miss out on 6 points. Canceled. What are the current betting odds? Yeah, the Packers are they still favored by 3.5? Oh no, it's just a close. Okay, now the spread is up to 12.5 for the Packers. If you wanted to bet on them now, over under is at 38.5. Just look at these stats. These stats are, oof, boy. If you're Washington, this ain't great. 1st and 10. Love from his own 42-yard line. Steps back, looks, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. That's Musgrave, their other tight end with the catch. And that's going to put them into Washington territory. 1st down. ELS says Jayden Reed is officially ruled out. ELS, we told you this when we saw it. No shit. That motherfucker broke his collarbone. We know that. We saw that. Come on, man. Come on. We knew that. So 1st and 10 now from the 35-yard line of the Washington Redskins. Love has got an empty backfield. Trips to the left. Takes the snap. Washington has a free blitzer, and Jordan Love just has to get rid of that. No flag for intentional grounding. 2nd and 10 for the Packers. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If this is your first time watching us, please give us a like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live, which is a shit ton during this NFL season. So make sure you don't miss one of our live streams here where we just kind of hang out. On Sundays for a couple of the games, Jimbo will usually be here along with me. Other than that, it will be me just hanging out with you, watching some football. And speaking of which, Josh Jacobs, he's going to run for close to a first down, if not a first down, on that particular run. It looks like they're going to mark him as the first down. They're moving the chains. Oh, replay assist has come down and said, no, he is short, so not a first down. Hamster in the chat saying, I'm not ready for bed. Come on, Redskins, give him a reason to stay awake. Other than caffeine and cocaine. So third and, they say 1, but really interested. Boy, they really moved them back there on that one. Love going with a hard count. Musgrave again. And that's now going to be inside the 20 near the 16-yard line for the Packers. First down, Packers. And this drive is methodical. It's surgical. And if Washington doesn't get a stop here and force them to a field goal attempt, it could be the end for Washington here. Jacobs gets the handoff. We got flags down. Gain of 2 yards as it stands. We'll see what the flag says here. As we've now hit 10. Holding on to Packers. Moving them back. Moving them back. Moving them back. Way back. Yeah, Ryan with the holding. With your goofy 70s hair. You got the curls and the flow. But you're holding on because you're too slow. Can't block really properly, so you're grabbing the jersey. Don't do that. Ryan! Yeah, no, that's where we are. I sing sometimes what I see. That's also a thing. That's a thing. That's a thing that happens. I get a little too much coffee in me, watching a little football game here. Sometimes you just got to sing, man. Sometimes you just got to let the inner voice come out. And it looks like the Packers might have jumped early here. That's a second straight flag and move them back. So they move back 10, and now you're moving back another 5. Packers, as they say, going in the wrong direction. Not great. Not great if you are the Packers. Now, first and 25. Packers have 6 penalties for 55 yards. Redskins still only 3 penalties for 20. ELS says, hey, time for a pass. Yeah, first and 25. You fucking think? Try to get some of that yardage back in a big chunk play. And, of course, they do. It's the Kraft. And Kraft gets down to the 14-yard line. So now you went from first and 25 to second and 8. Second down and 6. Sorry about that. Hell of a pass. See, ELS, you could be the... Who needs Matt LaFleur as a coach? ELS should be coaching the Green Bay Packers. He knows how to call these plays. He knows what the fuck is up. That's like me. I should be a hockey coach when I see them out there and I'm like, shoot the puck. I know when they should shoot the puck. They should just listen to me. Jacobs, that's going to be a first down there. Pecan in the chat says, if Taylor sucks as much as the Saints, Travis is a lucky guy. Jesus Christ. Welcome, Pecan. How you doing, brother? It's great to see you. Speaking of which, there's our girl. Blocking some of the stats, but hey, she's there for us, Pecan. Our girl. We love Taylor. We're big Taylor fans here. But it's great to see Pecan. By the way, Pecan still the leader in the chat room or in the ticker. Pecan, he's donated $35 to us. If you want to get your name in the ticker, you got to donate more than $35. But again, we will take any and all donations. We love you guys so much. Jordan Love throwing off his back foot, just throws that out of the end zone on first and goal. Second and goal coming up here. Hampshire says, we won a good game. I've waited months for this. The matchup isn't bad. Washington just has not really performed well in this game so far. We will see what happens. Again, it is great to see Pecan in the chat. Again, Pecan is the only other man that's ever in here that appreciates Taylor as much as I do. So it's always good to see Pecan in here. Our good old friend Pecan, who is a Saints fan. And so we all commiserate with him. That's going to be a handoff to Jacobs. They can't get him down, but they finally do. He gets to the 4, roughly there. 3rd and goal upcoming here for the Packers. Can they punch it in? And will they try all 4 downs? Do you try to kick it after, you're this close. You're this close. Your defense has been handling Washington. Maybe you're like, hey, you know what? This is 4-down territory. Let's try to put the game away right here. Maybe you do that. Maybe that's something you think about doing. I'm just saying. Third and goal. 6:50 remaining here in the third quarter. If you're syncing along with us, and if you are, thank you so very much for watching along with us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Jordan Love trying to find somebody, running out of time, and he's just going to float that out of the back of the end zone. 4th and goal. And it looks like the Packers are going to play it safe here and just take the 3 if they can make it. They missed their last field goal. The Redskins have missed their last 2. Oh, Matt LaFleur, one of the timeout before that play got off, was unable to do so. It was something he didn't like, and clearly he was right to not like it. So here we go. Snap, the hold, the kick is up. And that one, I mean, if he missed that one, just fucking walk home. Like, what are we doing? But it does go through. And so now the Packers make it 17-3. So it's a full 2-touchdown lead yet. But that did not put the game away. Like, I think a touchdown might have. That certainly did not put the game away for the Packers. And here we are, man. Not great. Crafty in the chat says Packers about to shut down 2 high-powered offenses in back-to-back weeks. We don't know how high-powered the Lions' offense is as of yet. Again, without Ben Johnson or anything, right now from what we've seen from them is just what the Packers are. Now, again, is that because the Lions aren't high-powered, or is that because the Packers' defense is that good? We don't know. And again, you want to call the Redskins' offense high-powered. They played the Giants, so that could be a lot of smoke and mirrors there as well. So I wouldn't go so far as to say like they're shutting down high-powered offenses as of yet. What I will say is that they're playing very good football and very good defense. Whether these teams are high-powered offenses, as you would want to say it, or not, the fact that they are stymieing them at every step. Even to not get, and that's the thing, Jayden Daniels is good. They put up a lot of points last year. Again, when a year starts, you're not sure really, I think, how to categorize teams yet or not. But yeah, like the what the Packers have done these first 2 weeks is impressive. We will see how impressive as the season goes on, and we can maybe look back and see, oh wow, the Lions really found their footing. And that was just because the Packers' defense was good to shut them down. And, maybe Washington did or didn't get their offense going, and they look good, and it's just the Packers' defense that did it. We'll see as the season goes on. But from what we can see right now, and literally the only way we can make our opinions now is just by what we observe, what we see, as Cardi B would say. What we see is the Packers defense being fucking great. And this is a Super Bowl level defense as it is now. I don't want to say like they're going. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to win the NFC Championship game. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is this is the if they continue to play this way for the rest of this game and their next game, while they're playing the Browns. So again, we'll see how we feel about that. But if they continue to play this way, that's the kind of defense that you need to win playoff games, win championships, win Super Bowls. That's the kind of defense you need. The return's only going to get up to about the 27-yard line there for the Redskins, and that is where they will start off. Not as good as the initial halftime return. Pecan says, I see the Saints continuing to suck. Listen, the Saints played a good game on Sunday, which is not something I think a lot of people thought they were going to say. Like, they were in that game and there were chances for the Saints to potentially be in a chance to win that game, which is not something I thought I would say really at all this season. So, if the Saints just keep on a puncher's chance, they're not going to be great, but I think they can get a couple wins this year. At first I was like, it's hard to find a win for them. Maybe not. Maybe they really can pull a couple wins off here. Jayden Daniels gets hit as he throws, but that's going to be caught. Is that Zach Ertz with the catch? That was a good catch, but again, that Packers defense is getting the pressure in on Jayden Daniels. Yeah, Lloyd, but I still don't think Archie's coming out this year, especially like if he doesn't have a great year at Texas, like if he's not like if his reputation takes a hit like it has somewhat after the Ohio State game where everybody's like, "Oh my god, this guy, he sucks. What a bust." Like he might stay an extra year to try to recoup that. That's going to be a 4-yard loss on second down there for Washington, third down and long coming up here for the Redskins. Micah Parsons comes back on the field. Yet Pecan, so you're saying there's a chance. I think there's a chance the Saints aren't the worst team this year. They might be, though. Like I'm still saying that's a very much possibility as well. Looks, throws, incomplete on 3rd and 3. I thought it was going to be 3rd and long. I was wrong. It's 3rd and 3. But incomplete. McLaurin was the intended receiver, 4th and 3, and it's going to have to be another punt coming from Washington. So another 3 and out here from this Packers defense. My God. My God. Yeah, Lloyd, everybody's already said they want Archie Manning. Everybody wants Archie Manning. Although, like I said, after that Ohio State game, it seemed like a lot of people cooled down on him. And it's like, yeah, that was his first game ever as a starter. He was on the road at Ohio State, the defending national champions, with an NFL-level defense. Let's fucking pump the brakes. So the Packers going to get the ball, receive it, don't fair catch it. He's going to be tackled at about the 12 or 11-yard line. We have a flag down, though, ladies and gentlemen. What's this one going to be? Ooh, coffee burp. Sorry about that. 5:04 remaining in the third quarter, by the way. During the kick, there was holding by the Green Bay Packers. That's going to be 5-yard penalty added on the end of the kick. First down for the Packers when we come back here. 12 total flags thrown in this game so far. Hamster says, I don't want him. Have you seen him? I don't think he's bad. Like, let's relax on saying Arch Manning is no longer good. Like, it was one game. Fucking relax. Crafty in the chat saying the Packers are firing on all cylinders. The only question left is whether LaFleur comes up with a way to blow it. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I don't like seeing, like, I don't want it to be a coach's reason why a team fails. I don't want to see things like that. Like, if the Redskins all of a sudden put it together, are able to march down the field, get a couple scoring drives, if their defense is able to get a turnover or something, cool, great, I like it. I don't want it to be because like a coach decided to say, hey, let's throw a trick play in here for no reason that causes some kind of dumb play to happen and switches momentum. Like that's – and I don't think LaFleur is going to do that. I think it's going to be relatively – yeah, you're going to see maybe a couple more deep balls, maybe try Golden again, maybe go down to Dobbs, something like that. But it seems like for right now, they might be content just handing it off to Jacobs, throwing it to Kraft, getting a nice steady drive going, get back down into either field goal range or see if you can punch it in. Like, again, if they get a touchdown, make it 24-3, game's over. And I know we've had the comebacks from the last 2 primetime games, but with everything kind of here that we're seeing, like Josh Allen's not running through that door for Washington. So I honestly think a Packers touchdown will render this game all but over. But if Washington can hold them, if Washington can stop them, I think we still have a game. It's only a 14-point game. It's only 2 touchdowns. If Washington's able to hold them, or they're able to get a turnover, a pick six, a scoop and score, a fumble, get them something in field goal. And again, Packers are deep in their own end right now. Game's not over as of yet, so let's see what happens. Let's all watch together and see what happens next. God, I love late night coffee. There's nothing better. I'm one of the weird people that coffee actually makes me sleepy. Like, caffeine doesn't keep me up, it actually makes me sleepy. It's weird. 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line. Love under center. And, yep, they're just going to hand it off to Josh Jacobs here. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain. Up to maybe the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 9 coming up here. Jacobs got 16 touches, 61 yards, and a touchdown in this game so far. Jordan Love, 16 of 24, 265 yards, and a touchdown. However, Jayden Daniels, 12 of 20 for only 68 yards. Not looking great. Not looking great. 2nd and 9. That's going to be another handoff to Jacobs, and that's going to be another 1-yard gain. 3rd and 8 upcoming. As the sweet and wonderful, beautiful Pepper Jack makes another appearance in the kitchen studio. How are you doing, Bubba? It's great to see you. Love you. As we see a low-hanging moon there in the Green Bay sky, colored a beautiful orange as we're getting into the fall spirit. As Green Bay is already trying to get into the winter spirit with their winter warning, while it's still technically summer, but whatever. I'm going to stop harping on that. 3rd and 8, Love getting bum rushed and just throws it away. I guess maybe Kraft was in the area. No flag, 4th and 8. So, hey, Washington's got a chance to get the ball back here in decent field position. Which still, we got 3:41 left here in the 3rd quarter. We have a whole quarter left to go. Game's not over here, especially if Washington's able to go ahead and convert this drive into 7. Maybe 6, because apparently Gay can't hit a fucking field goal to save his life. But they got to get something going, because this Packers defense right now is murderous. Washington's going to get a return up to the 49-yard line. Lane gets fucking smacked right there. So at about the 50, it's somewhere right about the 49.5-yard line is where Washington's going to take over. Oof. ELS says, all right, defense, time for another stop. And I was going to say, ELS, as this defense has been going this game, seems like they're going to do that. I mean, it's like this Green Bay defense is highly impressive. I was going to say, that's a hell of a hit. That was a hell of a hit. It's good to see violence still in the game of football. You know, I know that's been some people's complaint for a while, and I know and I agree with some of it as well. So it's good to see a good violent hit every now and then, and see how that happens. Just checking Twitter. Sorry for the silence. I know, man, dude. Fucking terrible thing. Lloyd in the chat says Ray Lewis was a monster, and more ways than one, apparently. Allegedly. Got to put that out there. Lloyd in the chat says, Ray Lewis, man, there was no denying that dude made you regret waking up for a week. Some people, they didn't get to wake up at all. Oh, it's just low-hanging fruit. I do apologize. Allegedly. Everything is allegedly. Just got to put that out there. Got to cover your ass, otherwise you get sued. And I don't know who's going to sue me for 17 cents, but Derek Thomas, he was a beast. First and 10 from the 50. Jayden Daniels back. Happy feet. Throws down the sidelines. Incomplete. Noah Brown was the intended receiver. Nixon on the coverage. ELS in the chat says, hit us with some stats here. Since week 1 of the 2023 season, Baker Mayfield has the most passing touchdowns in the entire NFL at 72 touchdowns. Love me some Baker Mayfield. Honestly, love him. I root like hell for him. I really do. Jayden Daniels back. Looks, throws. That's going to be caught by Zach Ertz. And he's going to get 7 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 upcoming here for Washington. 3:09 and counting remaining here in the third quarter. Wow, they're giving a 3rd and 1 on that? What the fuck? What kind of spot? What? That's going to be a handoff to Eckler, and he's maybe close, but I don't think so. It's going to be 4th down. He's about a half a yard short. I can't believe they gave Ertz the fucking... That looked like he was short by 3 yards. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm going blind. That could be. That very much could be. I got big Coke bottle glasses here. But here we go. 4th and about half a yard. Daniels in shotgun. No tush push for Washington here. Daniels. It's going to be a handoff. And it's going to be just across the 1st down marker. 1st and 10 for Washington. Wow, by the skin of their ass do they make it. Ooh, no, that was close. So now at the 40-yard line. Daniels back, and he's going to get sacked. Too bad your ass got sacked. Gary in there on the sack. 1:35 and counting remaining here in the third. Time is ticking. We got a whole quarter left to go still. But can Washington get back into this game? They got to try to somehow get around this Packers defense, and the Packers defense is not making it easy. Packers already have 3 sacks. Tucker Kraft has 108 yards so far in this game. Washington has 101. Ertz says he's caught it. Packers saying he didn't. It looks like they're saying he did. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 upcoming here. Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator there for the Packers, have turned things around in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This Packers defense, Micah Parsons on the field. 30 seconds now remaining in the third quarter. Snap. Daniels looks, throws. goes short. He was hit as he threw. Terry McLaurin was the intended receiver. No flag. 4th and 7. 22 seconds remain. Will Washington remain on the field? It kind of looks like it. And they are, indeed, staying on the field. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Realizing this is an important part of the game. They have the ball. Let's see if they can keep the drive moving. Go into the fourth quarter with possession. If they miss this here, boy, it's something. And this Packers defense is something. Micah Parsons still on the field, looking to get pressure. Jayden is in shotgun. Takes the snap. Back. Looking to throw. Got decent protection. Throws. That's going to be caught. And we got flags down. That might be pass interference. Ertz caught it. They're going to mark him a yard short. Although I think he might have caught that before that. It looks like he caught that right at the first down marker. They're going to say defensive holding before the pass against the Packers. That's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Hobbs gets called for the hold on Ertz. I don't know about that call. Kirk Herbstreit saying that's a good call. I got to disagree with you on that one, Kirk. I don't think that was a particularly good call. So 1st and 10. Time is run out on the third quarter. Jayden Daniels just running, and he's going to maybe lose a couple yards there. Lose a yard or so. I don't know. But Washington still has possession on a dubious penalty call there. But we are heading into... ELS, of course, thinks it's a bad call. But we are headed into the fourth quarter. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we do every game here on Stay Tuned Sports, you know we're not here for just 1 or 2 or 3 quarters. You got to get the 4s up. We are here all 4 quarters, and we are here for another great game, all 4 quarters. Again, the Packers with a 2-touchdown lead on Washington, but Washington has the ball. They are in Green Bay territory. If they're able to convert and get themselves a touchdown here, it becomes 17-10. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have a game. But first, Washington's got to break through that Green Bay defense. Are they going to be able to do it? Can they push through? Can they break on through to the other side, as Jim Morrison has claimed for people and wished people to do for 50-plus years now? Can they do it? Are they able to do it? We're going to find out here in 15 short football minutes, which is more like 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens here. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, my name is King. Usually here with my good friend Jimbo. He is not here today. He's usually not here on the primetime games because he's not a loser, and he has work in the morning. But if you want to hang out with us, you love hanging out with us, you like what you see, you join us in the chat, you like our guys in the chat here, Pecan, ELS, Lloyd, Hamster, Crafty. We got so many people in there. You can join us as well. Come and join us in the chat. It's open. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live. And again, yes, please hit the like button. Hit that share button. Share us around. Like I said, YouTube herpes, baby. Just spread us around and infect everybody with the greatness that is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so very much, all of you, for watching, for liking, for sharing, and for being subscribed. We can't thank you enough, and we love you here at Stay Tuned Sports for that. But I got to tell you, man, Washington trying to push through this Green Bay defense it seems like a bit of a challenge. As we look at some of these stats here, because right now Green Bay has a 91.5% chance to win according to ESPN Analytics. Again, we know how well that works out sometimes, but that's what we're looking at right now. Going into the fourth quarter, Green Bay has a 92.5% chance of winning this game. Look at the total yards. Green Bay has 345 total yards to 112 for Washington. 16 first downs to 7. More than double the first downs. 3 for 12 on third downs for Washington. Green Bay's 4 for 9. They have made their only fourth down, Washington did. Again, they had one on the penalty, so I don't think that counts. And time of possession is close, but man, just... Jayden Daniels on 2nd and 10. Oh, gets upended. That might be a yard if he's lucky for Jayden Daniels. 3rd and long upcoming here. Ooh, man, you got Micah Parsons chasing you, man. That's a scary fucking sight. That's like a lion chasing a gazelle in a National Geographic documentary. That's just terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. Washington takes their first timeout early on here in the 4th quarter. I don't know. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them there, Jim. Boom, boom, chicka, boom, boom, boom. Go, Pat, go. Boom, boom, chicka, boom, boom. Wow, that guy is on some kind of meth. He has a meth lab in a Wisconsin trailer park. You can tell that. Holy shit. Not to make fun of your Wisconsinites there, ELS, but my God. ELS Redskins player. Yeah, he was on a hunt there. That's scary. 3rd and 9. Jayden Daniels back, looks, throws, caught by McLaurin, and that's going to be a first down up to the 20-yard line. Redskins move the change. 1st and 10. Coming up here for Washington. Not dead yet. The demise of the Redskins might have been slightly exaggerated. They got to get a touchdown here, though. They have to get a touchdown on this drive. I mean, that's not even a question. Daniels got all the time in the world. Caught by Ertz. Turns upfield. 10, 5, and I think did he break it? He did. Touchdown. Washington Redskins. And ladies and gentlemen, we still have a game. Woo, doggy. And just like that, pending the extra point, which the way Gay has been kicking today is not a guarantee, we have ourselves a 1-touchdown game. Oh, boy. ELS in the chat says we have some of the drunkest people, and we might be the drunkest state in America, so Wisconsin has some very weird people. That guy wasn't drunk. That guy was high on meth. That's just, we're being honest here. Snap, hold, kick is up, and Gay gets it right down the pipe. And now we have ourselves, folks, we have a 1-touchdown game. Green Bay 17, Washington 10. We have a close and exciting game here on Thursday night. Will Washington be able to stop Green Bay? Will Green Bay be able to answer back and make this a 2-touchdown game again? We will see. We've got lots of time left. Interested to see how this goes down. Does Green Bay... do they just run the ball? Do you think that's maybe what they do? They just run the ball, try to start running the clock out. Even if they don't get a first down, even if they don't get a touchdown, try to run the ball out and then just lean on your defense, perhaps? I don't know. See, there you go, hamster. Washington scored. You don't have to go to bed yet. You can still watch some football here as this game is indeed close. Yeah, just think. If Gay had made those 2 field goals, it's 16-17 right now. Or Washington would have went for a 2-point. You think about that. Washington probably went for a 2-point game. So it's either 17-15 or we're all tied up at 17. That's what those 2 field goals mean. So that's kind of crazy when you think about it. And that's it. If Washington ends up losing this game by 6 points or less, you're going to have to look at that. Or even now, like, again, because you can't assume the 2 points, but, you're like, if this, that, and the other, like, this game could be tied right now. So even now, you're looking back at it, man, those missed field goals are indeed huge misses. Dolphins and Bills next Thursday. Oh, boy, we're back to Blowout City on Thursday, huh? Is that one of the games where they're going to wear the dumbass fucking rivalry jersey bullshit? Or Buffalo's iced out and Miami's got the Midnight Miami bullshit or whatever the fuck it is? As we take a glorious panoramic look at legendary Lambeau Field. That's going to be a touchback, and Green Bay's going to get the ball at the 35-yard line. Now, see, those are just good old-fashioned drunk Green Bay people, not like the meth head we saw before. That's just good old drunk white people there. Hamster says, go Dolphins. Whoa, that is a steroid freak right there. Hey man, I didn't spend $35,000 on a cycle to go ahead and not show off the guns, brah. What are you talking about, brah? Roid heads are something else, man. I got a cousin who's a fucking roid head. Doesn't help it. I mean, he wasn't intelligent to begin with, and it certainly hasn't helped him now. Caught! First down, and takes a nice seat on the Redskins bench there. Dontavian Wicks there with the catch and a bit of nice lounging on the Redskins bench. Nice catch. And again, first down, Green Bay. Love, 17 to 26 for 276. I think that's incomplete. That'll be go down as incomplete. What's this? Defensive holding on Washington? They are. Defensive holding on Washington. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down. And in the fourth quarter, when you're trying to fight back into a game, those dumb penalties will kill you. And, of course, it's Lattimore. And let's see. Yeah, he holds both. He holds the arm and then he holds the jersey or shirt. Which, by the way, fucking NFL players, I know you're not watching this, but maybe you should. Tuck the fucking shirt in, will you? Sorry I had to sneeze, but tuck the fucking shirt in. It's not a fucking prison yard. I don't know what the fuck with the untucked undershirts is. Tuck the fucking undershirt in. What are we doing? Love takes a snap back, looks, throws on 1st and 10 over the middle, tries for a one-handed catch. Does the great Gazoo. He does not haul it down. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Packers. That would have been a hell of a catch by Dobbs if he would have brought it down. So here we go. 2nd and 10. Play clock down to 5. Love gets the snap off at 1. Hands off here to Josh Jacobs. He's going to cut back. He's going to get about 5 yards on the carry. 3rd and 5 upcoming. So here we go. Oh, did I say 3rd and 6? I thought it might have been 3rd and 5. Would you say 3rd and 6? Love takes a snap. Getting some pressure, gets away from it, rolls out to his right, throws. That's going to cut by Kraft. He came back for it. We have a flag down, no. What is this going to be? OPI? Illegal contact on Washington, number 3. The penalty is declined, but we still count all flags here. You know that, but it's a first down on the catch from Kraft. Yeah, he was kind of holding him. Some bad mistakes here. Jacobs gaining 2 yards there on 1st and 10. Clock is ticking down here. 11:43 and counting remaining here. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Thursday night football extravaganza, if you will. The Green Bay Packers and Washington Redskins. Right now, the Packers lead 17-10 here in the fourth quarter. Green Bay marching the ball down the field, looking to see if they can, again, regain a 2-touchdown lead over Washington. Can they? Will they? I don't know, but thank you for joining us and watching if they can indeed do it. If you like anything that you're watching, please like, share, subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. Hit that notification bell. Join us in the chat. And if you want to, you can donate some money to us. We have the link for our donation station in the top of the chat, along with our merch store link. Direct snap here. Oh! Slips down as he had a chance to start really moving it. That was kind of like a direct snap there, reverse situation. Neat little trick play. Those are those things that can backfire on you. Good thing and lucky it did not happen to the Packers there. That was Williams, I think it was. The guy, the other player who wears the Gazoo helmet outside of Romeo Dobbs. Yeah, it was a direct snack to him. Snack? Direct snap. Direct snap. There we go. I'm having a stroke, apparently. I can't speak correctly. Well, I also had the tooth pull, so I'll use that as my blame. Quick handoff here to Matthew Golden, and he's going to get 8 yards on that particular carry. Now, oh boy, Packers starting to feel it. Packers offense starting to feel it. They're really starting to feel themselves here. That's going to be a handoff to Jacobs, and that's going to be a first down on 2nd and 2. So that's going to be 1st and goal as they're now inside the 10-yard line. I don't know. Did my chat freeze again? I don't know. No, my chat didn't freeze. Just everybody stopped talking in there. So I don't know if everybody left or if everybody stopped talking. I have no idea. Either way, again, it's a long night. It's a long night. I get it. I get it. 1st and goal, Packers from the 8-yard line. Crafty says, I don't need to see people feeling themselves. There you go. Kraft, touchdown. There you go, ELS. Your boy Kraft got himself a touchdown. And just like that, the Packers are about to take a 2-touchdown lead yet again. Kraft is having quite the game today. That's a big touchdown for you, ELS. You needed your boy to get it. You were calling it early on in the game, and he did finally get it. Oh, what do I have the visitor possession up there? That's not what I wanted. Packers snap, hold, kick up is good, and that goes from 23 to 24. And now, again, a 14-point lead. Packers 24, Redskins 10. Time is running out here in the fourth quarter for the Redskins. They're going to have to strike fast and hard in order to go ahead and get back in this game and make it a 7-point game. Again, let's see if they can do it, especially against this Packers defense. By the way, Kraft So far in this game, 124 yards on 6 receptions and a touchdown, as we just saw. What's that? Jordan Love has 292 yards passing, 19 of 29, 2 touchdowns. Jayden Daniels, 119 yards on 16 of 16 of 26 passing. He also does have himself a touchdown pass to Ertz. But wow, like this has been all Packers all night. Man, yeah, look, I'm looking at some of these videos on here, man. Micah Parsons is. By the way, I really can't believe that it took 1 week. After week 1, the Dolphins had a player-only meeting. That's a that might be the next question I ask in the chat here. Just because, like, that's to have a players-only meeting after week 1, that seems bad. By the way, we've got a 60-40 on the last poll there. So we'll be having late night Stay Tuned Sports here on Monday night as the Chargers will take on the Raiders starting at 10 o'clock. We'll be covering that game for you guys here. But that might be my next question here. Crafty in the chat says Tom Grossi has probably consumed a month's worth of alcohol over the past hour. Listen, as somebody who likes to watch his team, and my team, obviously is a lot worse than Tom's has been over the last couple of years. I get it. I mean, I drink to forget watching my team. Tom drinks because watching his team is anxious because he wants to see them do well, and normally they do. So I get it. I just, I wish I could also watch my team and drink alcohol because I'm anxious about how well they're doing and not because I wish to forget how bad they're playing. That's the only trade-off I wish I could do, But I understand what Mr. Grossi's up to. Jayden Daniels gets about 2 yards on that carry. Second down coming up here for the Skins. 8:41 and counting remaining here in the fourth quarter. Tick, 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 tick. Redskins only have 2 timeouts remaining after taking one early in the fourth quarter. Or, sorry, was it early in the fourth quarter or third quarter? It was early in the fourth quarter. A delay handoff here. And that's going to be only good for about 4 yards there. Who's that, Eckler? Yeah, that was Eckler on the carry there. And the clock continues to tick. Crafty in the chat says the Dolphins can see the writing on the wall. I think I think of J.J. Watt. I think it was on Pat McAfee's show when he said this. Like, this was, I think, last year at some point. He says, if you're at the point where you're having a players-only meeting, book your vacation on January already because the season's already over. So that's my thing. Is like if they're already doing that. By the way, incomplete pass there on third down, 4th and 4 upcoming here for Washington. If you're already at that point after week 1, like that, you have to sit there and have a players only meeting. Like that seems like shit's fucked. So I don't know. Here we go. 4th and 4. Incomplete. Oh, I didn't even have the possession up there. That was Washington's possession. So there's that. But now that goes away, and it goes right back to Green Bay. And I think it's all over but the crying at this point. Down 2 touchdowns, 7:42 left in the fourth, and Green Bay has the ball back in Washington territory. Good defensive play there by Nixon. Nixon's been all over it today. It looks like this is going to be a Green Bay Packers victory. Oh, yes, we did see Sterling Sharp getting enshrined there, ELS. Thank you very much. We saw that at halftime. We saw that there. Well, not getting enshrined, but like they put his name up there. Or, wasn't his name already in the Packers Ring of Honor? I thought it was. But I guess maybe they made it more in the Ring of Honor. Crafty in the chat says, that's game. It feels like it, Crafty. I got to say, 14 points, 7 minutes and 40-some-odd seconds left. The way Green Bay's been playing, they're already deep in Washington territory. You'd think they'd be able to get a field goal. Again, the field goal kickers on both sides of this game has been kind of shaky. But even so, if the Packers get any points here and take enough time off the clock, they can really put the stamp on this game. Let's check in on Tom. Let's see how old Tom is doing. Like, here's the thing. I like Tom. I really do. And I'm sure he has nice people that do his graphics for him, and he likes having that relationship with people, and that's great. I really want to do his graphics, just for the fact of, I think they could look a lot better. That's all I'm saying. I think the graphics could look a lot better. That's just me. Maybe I'm somebody who looks at style over substance. Maybe that makes me the asshole. Maybe I'm wrong for that. I'm just saying. I like. But then again, also look at our top donator, Pecan, who we love to death here. By the way, he's leading in our ticker at $35, as you see. Just go by there. Tom's biggest donator donated $7,777.77. Little different. It's a little different. Here goes Love. Deep ball. Throws. Overthrows Dontavian Wicks. That would have been great to see, especially since I have a bet on Jordan Love. I did an alternate passing yards over under. I'd like to see him. Get close to that. We'll see. I doubt it now at this point. But that would be nice. ELS says just get the touchdown and that'll be the dagger. Yeah, I think we're kind of at the dagger point now anyway, to be honest with you. Boy, I don't know who that is behind LaFleur, but he has got ice around his neck that's got to be worth fucking $1 million. That's going to be a handoff to Jacobs on 2nd down and 10. He gets about 3 yards. 3rd and 7 upcoming here for the Packers. ELS says he'd like to see a golden TV. I would like to see Love get yards in the air. Again, I don't think you're going to find a lot of that, as they're going to try to just wind the clock here at the end. So I think my bet's not going to hit. But again, it was a 50-cent bet because that's all I got. So 3rd and 8. Love in shotgun. Takes a snap, looks, throws, incomplete. It was behind the line of scrimmage anyway. That was going to be Brooks was the intended receiver. So 4th and 8. Packers look like they will settle for a field goal. 56. 56. You 56. 56-yard field goal upcoming here for the Go Pack-O. Let's see if they can do it. If they get this, this is a dagger too. Like a touchdown's not even dagger at this point, ELS. All you need is a field goal for the dagger. They let the play clock run all the way down to double zeros. Green Bay takes their first timeout. Actually, the game, because they didn't take a timeout in the first half. So this is the first timeout of the game they've taken. Yeah, NFC North was one of the best divisions last year, and then all three teams lost in the first game they played in the playoffs. 0 for 3 in the playoffs was the NFC North last year. That kind of sucks. So here we go. For us, ostensibly to close the game out here. From the right hash mark, 56-yard snap, hold, kick is up. Boy, that looks true from here. And indeed it is. And you got yourselves a 3-possession game. 27-10, 17 points. And that is going to all but do it for this game, ladies and gentlemen. The Packers putting away all that's left is the crying for all the Redskins fans out there. Lloyd says, let's go Green Bay. ELS puts a bunch of dagger emojis in the chat, as that is. Hamster says, if you have 17 cents, then you shouldn't bet 50 cents. I had like $1 left over in my FanDuel account from like fucking a year ago. So that's what I was using. I still currently have 17. I didn't transfer 50 cents from a 17-cent account to go in there. That's not what happened. I'm not that dumb. I'm dumb. I'm plenty dumb, Hamster. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that dumb. ELS just losing his shit. Emoji daggers, telling Hamster, how about them Packers? Saying, ladies and gentlemen, that is your dagger. ELS is losing his mind. ELS has gone crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. Oh, we've got to get control of the man. He's eaten too much cheese. He's had too many brats. He's had too much beer, even for a Wisconsinite. He's losing his shit. Oh, my God. It's great to see. I love seeing it. I love to see ELS have, listen, when your team is good, and let's face facts here, Green Bay looks to be very, very, very good at this point, 2 weeks into the season. It's pretty good. It's pretty. Hamster, of course, has got to be a dick and says, I can't wait to watch them choke the playoffs. Hamster, like I said, I'm not even a Packers fan, but just to kind of give you a little rub too, at least the Packers are going to make the playoffs. I don't know about the Falcons. I don't know about the Titans. I know about the Titans. The Titans aren't making the playoffs. I don't know about the Falcons. Falcons may not. I think right now we can start penciling in the Packers as like at least a fucking wild card. They look that good. They really do. Lloyd, surprised by ELS because ELS in the chat told Hamster to shut the fuck up. We don't see that from ELS. Is usually a very calm, nice guy, but sometimes Hamster, most times Hamster, and listen, sometimes Jimbo with his anti-tush push rhetoric there, that because ELS being a Packers fan and they tried to ban the tush push, Jimbo being an Eagles fan, being a fan of the tush push. Sometimes he gets under ELS's skin a little bit too. But yeah, you rarely see ELS lose his shit. So when he does, it's usually for a good reason. And plus, he's having a good time. He just wants his team with yet another dynamic defensive performance. Up 27-10 on the Redskins. Looking like they're going to do some real good work here. They got the Browns up next, so there's a chance that the Packers start at least 3-0, and then we'll look at the schedule from there on out. But, man, yeah, Packers look good right now. Daniels, he's going to throw to Ertz, and that's going to be good for about 8 yards. 2nd and 2 coming up here. 6:30 remaining in the fourth quarter. Washington has to move. They got to get 3 possessions somehow. That's true, ELS, and that's the point. I'm glad that you've learned not to give Hamster a timeout just because he's being antagonistic. That's just Hamster. That's just how it is. First down, Washington. Terry McLaurin with the catch there as they get into Packers territory. Yeah, like Hamster only gets a timeout when he goes a little too far with some things. And you know what those are. We all know what those are. Even Hamster knows what they are, even if he doesn't want to believe he knows what they are. Thrown incomplete. Nixon on the coverage again. Yeah, Nixon has really been the defensive secondary star there for the Packers tonight. Clearly 100%. Second and 10. Clock is stopped with 5:54. Daniels in shotgun. Eckler off to his right. Takes a snap back. Looks. Can't find, and maybe threw it towards the direction of Eckler. We're right into the ground. 3rd and 10. 5:50 remaining for Washington. That's going to be an empty backfield here for Daniels. Takes the snap. Sorry for the yawn. Looks, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by Deebo Samuel, and he's going to rush and get to the first down. So the Redskins move the chains, keep the ball. 5:36, and nope, we have a timeout. Eckler can't get off the field. He can't put any pressure on that right leg. Uh-oh. That'll be a huge loss for Washington. Yes, they have Krosky Merritt there, but Eckler is a solid veteran. Oh, no. Oh, that could be Achilles. Oh, no. Non-contact. It looks like he just goes to move, and when he plants his foot to cut, it looks like... Oh, no. That has all the signs of Achilles. Damn. That could be the season for Eckler. No, that's not good. That's not good. And that was it. He could put no weight on it as he tried to get off the field. They're carrying him off the field now. But the way that looked, how he kind of planted the foot, and how you try to go off the ball of your foot and your heel goes down. It looks like it might have just went down a little too far. Kind of, again, it looked like every other Achilles injury I've ever seen on the field. So, not great. Hamsters. If it's Achilles, he's done for the year. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not, but we've all seen that type of play happen before. Jayden Daniels throws wide open. Is McCaffrey on kind of like a desperation floater? It's a floater. Ugh, boy, getting late here. 11:10 currently on the East Coast here. So 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Daniels going to pull it down, and then not technically a sack because he gains about 2 yards, but taken down after only a 2-yard gain. Time is ticking. Daniels looks like he's a little ginger walking around here. 4:40 remaining. They're huddling up still. Oh, as I punched the microphone. Kind of, goes down awkwardly. So 2nd and 9. Clock down to 4:22, 4:21, 4:20. Smoke it if you got it. That's going to be thrown down to the 6-yard line. Terry McLaurin with it. 3rd down upcoming. Lambeau Field's only the 11th wonder of Wisconsin. What are the 11 other things? Breweries? 3rd and 2. Jayden Daniels in shotgun. Of course he is. Getting pressure. Throws to the back of the end zone. Nobody there. We got flags down, though. So that ups the flag count to 16. Holding on the Packers half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down. And again, if you're wondering why, I have 16 flags up in there, haven't been 16 penalties called, because some of the flags have been picked up and everything. We count all the flags, because every flag is a stoppage in play. Then we got to hear, oh, well, it's either been declined or something like that, or, oh, we picked the flag up, there is no foul, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm just tired of all the flags thrown. That's why we do that here on Stay Tuned Sports, if you're listening and watching this. So, yeah, Lloyd says Jeffrey Dahmer is one of the wonders of Wisconsin. Oh, that's terrible. Hey, Hamster, there ain't nothing wrong with a fat girl. Ain't nothing wrong with a fat girl. Don't shame my Wisconsin cheese queens, baby. I love a girl that can get down. Listen, those Wisconsin girls can put down some brats, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They can put down some brats with no gag reflex. If you're catching my drift. If you understand what I'm talking about. Get some of that cheese and beer brats. .343 remaining. Boy, Washington, even if they got a touchdown here, still have to get 2 possessions. So, again, this seems to be all over but the crying. 1st and goal here for Washington. Just trying to make the score look maybe a little bit more respectable. Ugh. Flags before the play even goes off. That's going to be false start on the Skins. That's 17 total flags for the game. Hamster, I'm from New Jersey. You want to talk about places that get made fun of by everybody? Daniels is going to get sacked. Too bad your ace got sacked back at the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal. And Daniels a little slow getting up. But does get up. 2nd and goal from the 10. Washington going backwards here. Hamster saying, wasn't Ed Gein from Wisconsin too? It's a lot of crazy serial killers. There's nothing else to do in the middle of winter. It snows, and there's a bunch of cows and cheese. It'll drive anybody crazy. Deebo Samuel goes, scores, touchdown! Washington Redskins. So they're just making the score look a little bit respectable at this point, a little bit better. They're going to go for 2 here. They're going to go for 2 to make it a 9-point game. I don't know why. It doesn't fucking matter. Listen, Ohio gets made fun of. Wisconsin gets made fun of. The South gets made fun of. Like I said, I don't think there's a place that gets made fun of or hated more than New Jersey. So everybody out there complaining like, oh, stop making fun. Everybody makes fun of the South. Yeah. New Jersey gets it more than anybody, so I don't want to hear shit. But we're not pussies, so we don't give a shit. We embrace that shit. There's a flag down. What's the flag? Offsides on the Packers. Penalties enforced on the kickoff. So it's 18-27 after the 2-point conversion. And now it's a 9-point game. So still the Redskins still need 2 possessions. Who says Wisconsin claims to be the mitten state? No, Michigan's the mitten state. We all know that. To be fair, ELS, who really wants the Upper Peninsula? Nobody from Michigan's mitten wants it. Nobody from Wisconsin wants it either. The Yoopers up there are their own fucking people. So it looks like we're going to get an onside kick here. I love that we have state fights now. We got ELS and Lloyd fighting with. I mean, Wisconsin and Michigan fighting seems that makes sense. I mean, that's all right. That's like New York and New Jersey fighting, or New Jersey and Pennsylvania fighting, or New Jersey and Connecticut, or New Jersey and Delaware, or New Jersey and anybody. Got the bouncing ball, but it's immediately recovered by the Packers. By the way, the Redskins had taken a timeout before I did not see, so they were down to 1 timeout. So that is going to basically do the game with only 1 timeout, 2:52 remaining. There's a timeout and a 2-minute warning. Washington still needs 2 possessions. They did not get the onside kick. It was a pretty decent onside kick. Got the good bounce there, but just didn't get high enough, I suppose. So... yes, I do know, Lloyd. The Upper Peninsula is beautiful. I know somebody. I used to work with somebody, or was a colleague of somebody who was from the Upper Peninsula, Lisa Lou Cranky, who I used to do radio with in the Wilkes-Barre area. I was on 97.9X. She was on the not BHT, KRZ up there in the Wilkes-Barre area. She's originally from the Upper Peninsula. She shows pictures of it when she goes back home. Yeah, beautiful country, beautiful farms, especially in the wintertime with the snow. And yeah, it is. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful country. I'm just making fun of it because it's fun to do. Like I said, there's beautiful places around New Jersey. When people think of New Jersey, all they think about is like fucking Newark, Jersey City, and Camden. There's more to New Jersey than just the north and fucking Camden. Like, South Jersey is beautiful. It's called the Garden State for a reason. There's fucking farms, Jersey tomatoes, Jersey fruits and vegetables. The Pine Barrens are fucking beautiful. Find a Jersey Devil in there. A lot of spooky shit happening. You got the shore. You got all that. I mean, New Jersey's beautiful. I love New Jersey. Plus, we have Taylor ham. So, and don't let the people from South Jersey tell you that it's pork roll. It's not. It's Taylor ham. One of the most delicious breakfast meats you'll ever have in your life. So, a lot of great things about New Jersey. So from the 50-yard line, 2nd down and 8 here for the Packers. Jordan Love, he's going to pull it down, and he's going to take a knee as a sack. Take a huge sack on that one. That's not great because that reduces the yardage. And I'm already going to lose my bet anyway, so what the fuck do I care at this point? The Packers are going to have to run one more play before the 2-minute warning. No, there are not orange hobbits in New Jersey, Hamster. I know that there is Midgetville. I guess you've read Weird New Jersey once or twice. One of the favorite magazines from around here, especially if you're into supernatural, spooky shit. That's fun stuff. Clinton Road is another one. Great little urban legend there. Handoff here to Josh Jacobs. And that's going to stop the clock with 1:56 as the 2-minute warning comes down here. 1 minute and 56 seconds remaining. 4th down coming up for the Packers. Do they try to just run the clock out here, get a 1st down, and end it? Will they punt it away? I don't know. Yeah, no, they're showing some clips from the first game after 9/11 there with the Packers and Redskins and all that kind of stuff. And no, I remember that because that was the one thing I remember. There was the night before 9/11. The Giants played the Broncos on Monday Night Football. It was the week one after the Giants had the previous year lost the Super Bowl to Baltimore. And I was looking forward, hoping the Giants would do well. They actually got pretty crushed by Denver in that game, and I went to bed. I remember being upset. I even woke up that morning, like, still pissed, like, oh, fucking Giants. Again, not much has changed in 24 years, 25 years. Yeah, it wasn't too long after that. We heard a very low plane go over Bayonne, where I lived at the time and still live now. Ended up moving back to this shitty town. But I remember that and was like, man, that sounds really low usually. Like sometimes they move the planes because of the wind going to Newark, but we had never heard one that low. And it wasn't too long after that we found out why that sounded pretty low. Touchback on the punt there, by the way. Oh boy, I forgot to move the possession arrows again. I got lost in my thing, so there we go. Well, Washington gets it back. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, 24 years ago was not a good time. 24 years ago was not a good time. Oh, Lord, I love Faygo. Diet Faygo is the best stuff in the world. My mom used to drink that shit way back in the day when she first had diabetes, the late 90s. She started getting that stuff, and I got hooked on it too. I love, especially like the Diet Faygo, because again, I'm diabetic, so I can't have any sugar or anything. But Diet Faygo is fucking great. I love Faygo. And I'm not a fucking juggalo. I'm not fucking insane clown posse bullshit. Anybody who is that, fucking get the fuck out of here. No juggalos allowed. Not kidding. If you want to subscribe to us and you're a juggalo, that's fine. Just let you know I don't like you. But yeah. Debo Samuel trying to make some moves here. $1:35 remaining. Washington has no timeouts remaining. But yeah, I love Faygo, man. Ertz with the catch. That's going to be first down. 1:18 remaining. Washington has no timeouts left to stop the clock. That clock is just ticking away to a Green Bay Packer 9-point victory. Washington tried to spike the ball, and Green Bay tried to intercept the spike. But either way, it's clock stops. 1:08 remaining. Second down upcoming. Yeah, Lloyd. Yeah, no, I did the experience was not great. I remember I was on the computer in my mother's living room while she was watching the local WNYW morning show. Good, I think it was Wake Up New York or Good Day New York. That was it. And we started seeing it come in, and people were like, "Oh, it looks like there might have been a small plane that flew into one of the towers." And when she saw it, she said, "Nah, that's terrorists." And I was like, "I don't know. It could be something." No. And that's when it wasn't too long after that the second plane hit. We saw that, and that's when you knew, fuck, we were under attack. And then I went down to there was a port down here in Bayonne called Global, which is you can see right across the bay to New York, and you saw the that's where we saw. Well, I saw anyway. I saw the towers fall, and yeah, no, it wasn't a great day. Wasn't a great day, and I think about that a lot. Unfortunately, there's a lot of times where I look at the clock and the clock, it's like 9:11 a.m. or 9:11 p.m. and it's kind of always there. And then on top of that, you think of that, and then you think of the stuff that happened yesterday, and it's just it's really 4th and 10 incomplete. It's going to be the Packers Bowl, and they're just going to kneel on this one and send it home. So the Packers starting out 2-0. The defense of the Packers looks just amazing. That's a really good Packers defense. I think the NFL really has to be on notice right now. And I think we all have to start taking the Packers a little bit seriously. Like I said, I bumped them up from 12 in my power rankings all the way up to number 3. And there's a chance they may go higher as this season goes on, depending on what some of the other teams do there. But I think it's time for people to really start to worry about the Packers as being a existential threat to their existence. Because the Packers are looking very good. Eagle S in the chat says, indeed, introducing your 2-0 Green Bay Packers. And indeed, one more kneel down, and it will be official. And there it is, the kneel down from Jordan Love. And that is going to do it. Here on Thursday, first team to start a season with 2 wins in 5 days versus teams that made the playoffs in the previous year. There's a little stat for you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're very early. We are very early in this season. Lots of football left to be played, clearly. But if early indications are any signs, and the Packers can stay healthy throughout the season, relatively healthy, as we know, no team can really stay fully healthy. It's a rough fucking season out there. But if they can stay relatively healthy, ooh boy, it's gonna be rough for anybody playing against the Green Bay Packers. So Jayden Daniels ends up with not a terrible night, 24-42. Maybe, again, that's maybe not the best. He got 2 touchdowns and 200 yards. Jordan Love, however, 19 of 31, 2 touchdowns, and, of course, 292 yards, so almost 300 yards there for Jayden Daniels. Rushing yards, Josh Jacobs, he got 23 touches for 84 yards and a touchdown. Eckler, who we saw go out with that, looks like it's a terrible Achilles injury. He got 8 touches for 17 yards. Receiving, it wasn't even close. But, again, both tight ends appeared to be the leading receivers there. Zach Ertz for Washington, 6 receptions, a touchdown, and 64 total yards. But Kraft, old cheese man himself there for the Packers, couldn't get a more fitting tight end name for a Green Bay tight end there. Kraft got 6 receptions, 124 yards, and a touchdown. So, again, the score was 9. The Packers won by 9 points. It really felt like it was more than that. And Washington kind of, they could have been in the game. And you look at the score, especially there in the third quarter perhaps, and they get close, they get within that 7 points, and you're looking at it, but it never really felt like Washington had a chance in this game after halftime. It really didn't. But entertaining Thursday night football game, you don't get a lot of those. And next week is Buffalo and Miami, so strap in. That one could be over very quickly. We could just be sitting here bullshitting about Fago or whatever else we want to talk about. So that may happen. But for now, again, I want to thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you liked any part of this, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. If you're brand new here, you haven't seen us yet, you like us, anything like that, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you want to donate to us, we have the links for our donation station merch store in the description below this video, as well as the link for our Discord. And, of course, for my nephew Thomas, go give him a couple votes to go be Youth Athlete of the Year. That will help us out tremendously. We will see you here tomorrow for the Friday forecast, where me and Jimbo will go ahead and pick our entire slate of Week 2 games. Obviously, both me and Jimbo on the flagship show yesterday picked the Packers tonight. So that Packers pick was already in. We're both already 1-0. So we'll see how the rest of those picks go tomorrow. Let's see if your picks match ours. We'll see you ever. If you want to join us still in our picks group, you absolutely can. We still have that there. Again, the link is in the Discord. I wish I had the link up here. I don't. I think it's bit.ly/STS Pick'em. I believe that's bit.ly/STS Pick'em. That's all lowercase. You want to go ahead and join us there. You click on, you type in that link, join us, in the Friday Forecast Picks League, and you can go ahead and make the picks with us as well as everybody else in the Stay Tuned Sports community. So until tomorrow for the Friday Forecast, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Everybody, have a fantastic evening. Much love to you. Stay safe. Stay great. Adios.